Hello and welcome back to a very special episode of Xpwaste, where one of us has a cape and the other one doesn't. I am Michael.
And I hate it here. Hi. If you're new, we're Xpwaste. We talk predominantly about old school RuneScape, but usually in different rooms on different sides of the country. So you picked a very special episode to listen to for the very first time. If you're not new around here, look at that. Look at that. I can touch him. It's great. We're finally in person. We are in person. We finally made it. We're here. We're IRL. We did the meetup last night. It was an absolute blast. So yeah, this is gonna be. We've had unhinged episodes before. This is gonna be it. This is the first time we don't have to wear headphones. So we're finally like wearing.
We have ears.
Yeah, we have ears confirmed, and I'm wearing the adventure hat that I always wear. Part of my fashionscape is based on this hat here. It's called a fedora in game, which is cringy as hell.
It's not a fedora.
It's not. It's an adventure hat.
Can somebody from like England explain that to me, please? Comment down below why that is a fedora. When
I mean, I think it's just how they render it in game.
It doesn't look like a fedora.
It doesn't. Thank God.
I've seen a fedora in real life.
Thank God.
But yeah. We made it, folks. Yeah, the last couple days have been a blast. Oxie got here on Friday. Today is Sunday, by the way. We're recording on our normal day.
Mm-hmm.
This episode will go out Thursday. So he got here Friday. Do you want to go into what we did this week?
Oh my God, sure. Well, before we preface this, I'm gonna be anxious the entire episode that the audio is working. So I'm just not gonna think about that.
Drink your water.
I'm just not gonna think about that. I'm just gonna be like shaking, trying to sip my water. But so I hope the audio is working. But
yes.
I got in on Friday, and I'm coming from Michigan, and it's cold in Michigan in November. It happens. I got off the plane and it was like 42 degrees, and I looked at Michael. I'm like, I am in Texas, right? Like I didn't just make a round trip flight back home because there was like frost yesterday morning when we woke up in Texas. I'm like, I've been scammed. We did Texas in November for a reason, and it feels just like home. It's horrible, but the weather aside, which was actually really nice yesterday, we had an absolute blast. We had an absolute blast on Friday. We showed up. What did we do when we first got here?
Torchies.
We did Torchies, right?
We ate Torchies tacos.
Yeah, we did Torchies tacos with the Lord Jake and Fear Garden, who are also in town. And that was a lot of fun. I met Fear in person for the first time. And you met Jake and Fear for the first time, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, because you've met Jake before.
Mhm.
The Lord Jake.
Mhm.
And that Torchies was amazing. If you're ever visiting Texas, find a Torchies. They're all over the major cities. There's a lot in Austin. There's a lot in San Antonio. I've never been to I haven't been to Houston in a while, but Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex has a couple of Torchies. And I like the ranch like basically all of the breakfast tacos are my jam. But the meat of what was supposed to happen Friday.
Oh my God. Right. So we're just gonna get right into disaster.
Yeah,
that
why
was
not?
Friday.
Yeah.
Sure. So why don't you take it away? You're the one who booked
Oh my
it.
gosh. So I have amazing planning skills. You'll find out this episode 2 for 2 didn't go through.
He's the planner. I'm the
Oh,
executor.
frick,
Yeah.
3 for 3. We'll get into that. So we had planned like this whole weekend started because Oxie and I wanted to get tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the antithesis. Is that a word?
That's like the antithesis is like the counter force.
Okay,
we're just gonna call it the point. The point of the weekend was to get a tattoo. We're bad at math. We can't be bad at grammar too. We can't do that. We're never gonna hear the end of it.
Tattoos were the point of the whole weekend. Like that's why he was supposed to come here originally. And so it was like, we had 150 patrons. Oxie's gonna fly to Texas. We're gonna get tattoos. And I kind of put it off booking till like maybe 2 weeks until he was actually supposed to be here. Because I'm not gonna message somebody and be like, hey, what are you doing 3 months from now? It's like we didn't even know what we wanted to get solidified until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I messaged this guy and we we secure the time. We paid a deposit for the time. It was 5 p.m. on Friday, and he was supposed to like draw up the designs and send them over, and like we approve them. That didn't happen. I get an Instagram message at 1 p.m. We're sitting at Torchy. No,
We were in the car.
we were driving
back.
to my house from Torchy's.
Mr. Text and Drive over here. Absolutely no regard for that law, which apparently isn't a law here in Texas, which is wild.
They don't pull you over if you're holding your phone in your hand.
SMH, dude.
Some cities do. Some cities have that. But anyway, I got an Instagram message, and all it says is, "Hey, bro, I'm stuck in Austin. Not gonna make it tonight. If you want your deposit back, I can give it back to you, or we can reschedule." And I just look at Oxie and I hand him the phone. I'm like, "We're not getting tattoos tonight." And it was so upsetting, devastating, infuriating, all of the adjectives.
Soul crushing.
So we took a second to think. We're like, how can we still get a tattoo, but not the one that we want? So I get home, we're looking at shops in the area, and we decide, why don't we just get something small? Because like it's almost impossible to expect somebody in a walk-in to design like this whole big thing. Maybe if it was just one of us that was doing it, they could have knocked it out in the evening. But we go in, we find a shop. Luckily, we get there around what, like 4:30, I think.
Yeah, roughly about 4:30. Yeah.
We walk in. We're like, we want tattoos that are this big, and they're like, yeah, we got 2 people ready. Just come back at 6. So Oxy ended up getting Dragon Dagger.
I got a DDS tattoo.
Yep, Dragon Dagger Poison.
It looks really bad right now because it's covered in like a tankoderm patch and is all like juicy. But it's gonna look a lot better like next week.
Yeah,
we'll like healed and all that.
We'll probably post like healed pictures. You got to trust the process when you use the tankoderm. It's like the second skin type stuff because it basically just like keeps all the juices that are usually like stuff that you wash off your tattoo. So he got the DDS and I got the Dragon Longsword on my.
Yeah, the Dragon Scimitar.
Did I say Longsword?
Yeah.
Dragon Scimitar. I got the Dragon Scimitar. Iconic for both of us, dragon weapons, as they are for most people who played old school RuneScape or even RuneScape 2. The Dragon Scimitar for me, it kind of has multiple meanings. Like, it was the pinnacle weapon. It was like the pinnacle of like best in slot for me as a kid. Like, I think if I logged in my RuneScape 3 account, I don't even know that I have an Abyssal Whip.
Yeah.
I think Dragon Scimitar is it for best in slot. So it was kind of iconic for me. And then obviously like DDS talks his whole persona. He walks around, he goes, shing, 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 shing.
I've got the DDS behind me in my setup at home. Yeah. It was a good time. And then when we went to go get tattoos, we also met up with Ralva, Raynar, however you guys know her. She tagged along as well because she got in from OKC. And she got a blood scythe tattoo as well. So it ended up working out really, really well for something that shouldn't have worked out as well as it did. It turned out pretty well. We all got super awesome tattoos, and then we went and like messed around at PetSmart and got ramen afterwards. Like it was really good. They tried to convince me to bring another cat home, and I just had to like walk away because I'd have brought Peach Cobbler home. I would have brought that cat home. She was so cute, but I wouldn't. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have taken a cat on a plane. I could have. I wouldn't have.
No.
But no, Friday night we had a different plan, and then it just didn't come to fruition, which like is fine. Slept, woke up Saturday morning, renewed, fresh. We're ready to go. Sent a raid, got a white light, obviously. After wiping at Baba, which was a disaster.
So
the Baba
bad.
wipe was so frustrating.
My clicks were not warm. I mean, I haven't done any content other than just like tapping on my screen for the last week. And I woke up fresh out of bed and sent a raid, and like
it was like 4 hours wait, but we're just bad at the game. So because you probably woke up at like 7. I woke up at like 7:15.
Oh right.
And then we didn't get on until like 11 to play. So we're just bad at the game. But after we played the white light game, we went and got a photo shoot done
Oh my
that we
gosh.
thought was scheduled.
This is the second instance where my scheduling and planning kind of just fell through. I tried to book, it's like a classic JCPenney family photo shoot. Like cringy, hugging each other from the back. Like families aren't doing that anymore.
Stepbrother kind of thing.
Yeah, stepbrothers. That's what I think when I think like 90s background. Everybody's like in uncomfy, scratchy sweaters, but
matching colors, matching styles.
Yes, that was the idea, and we kind of pulled it off. You guys will. I don't know if we'll post pictures on the screen or not, but like eventually those pictures will be on the internet somewhere, and they're amazing. They're freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, they're really good. We used them to promote merch for the merch store. We used them to just take some like fun personal ones, and then we're just gonna come right out and announce it. We did it to promote our Christmas sweaters. So Xpwaste,
they're not in here, are they?
I don't think so.
Damn it!
Unless they're in the back, we'd have to get up and go get them. But no, the Xpwaste Christmas sweaters should be in the shop now.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Happy together in an episode. The Xpwaste Christmas sweaters are out.
Merry Xpwaste.
Yeah, Merry Xpwaste. There's a lot of cool like little RuneScape stuff on there. It's very fun, and we took a lot of just fantastic photos together.
Oh my gosh. Do you think that we'll update the shop, like the main shop page with those pictures?
I sure hope so.
Let's do it.
I sure hope so.
So yeah, you guys will definitely, like, on the day this comes out, the shop should be updated to showcase the sweaters at the very least.
Some of the new photos. It was a lot of fun, but it was one of those like I booked the time, and then when the message came out, they were like, "Oh no, you didn't."
Yeah,
like, where's your confirmation email? So it just didn't go through.
I did it on my phone. It was kind of late at night. We were watching TV. I did it on my phone, and I went through the whole thing. It asked like, how many people are going to be there? Are you going to be bringing any like props, outfit changes? What time? I selected 12:30, and now we show up, and they're like, "You're not in the system. Where's your email?" Like Oxie just said, like, "Where's your email?" It's like, I didn't get an email. So I'm looking through all my open tabs, and no tab for the JCPenney's. So I have no idea what happened. That's on me. But luckily, it only took like an hour for them to squeeze us into like people who didn't show up.
It was nice.
And Oxie had In-N-Out burger for the very first time. He shrugs, but he freaking loved it.
It was all right. It was good. I'm not being like, oh my god, it was terrible, but like it wasn't like world-endingly delicious. We don't have any in Michigan, so it's one of those like Texas exclusive things that I had to try. I don't know if this is going to be
exclusive though.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, what is it, like California origin or something?
California, yeah.
Hopefully this doesn't turn into like Oxie has to fight people for In-N-Out burger. But you know, it was good. It was good. I would go again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we'll get one for lunch tomorrow before you go.
Maybe.
You fly out at like 9:30.
I would get one for lunch tomorrow. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Nothing like an 8 a.m. burger pre-flight.
That early? I don't know. There's places that do like breakfast stuff, but I don't think In-N-Out does anything for breakfast.
I don't care. We can go to the Gopher gas station or whatever it's called and get stuff for breakfast. That was, I think, the most like awe-striking part. That was Friday. That was Friday after we did tacos.
Bucky's?
So I'm gonna explain this place as a not Southerner who's never seen one of these things before. Imagine a gas station that is 50 times larger than a gas station should be. I'm not kidding. We were fighting for parking spots at a gas station with probably 90 gas pumps at it with all the parking spots. We walk into the gas station. It's like one half is a whole ass supermarket. The other half is a merch store. But like a kitschy welcome to Texas, here's this fucking muskrat whatever thing merch store. And in the middle is a like a mall food court hot bar where they're serving like fresh brisket sandwiches. They're making various desserts. They're handing out free samples. They have an entire like probably like 30-foot case of beef jerky.
Just beef jerky.
Just beef jerky. There's different kinds of jerky that you can get. They have what were they called? Sanchos?
Kolaches.
Coochies. Yeah, whatever they were. Hot dogs, basically glorified pigs in a blanket that were big. And it was massive. Like, it was a cult following. It wasn't just like Michael and I were in there. They're like, "Hi, welcome to Bucky's." There were hundreds of people.
There were so many.
It was probably 12:30, 1 o'clock on a Friday.
Yep.
And it was jam packed. This place sold grills and shit, hunting blinds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what kind of a gas station is this? They had a bronze statue of Bucky out front. It was an experience, to say the least.
I had I've never had any pieces of Bucky's merch ever, and so I bought me a hat.
It's basically Skillax in the recording booth chat says it's basically just a grocery store. It felt like more than that. It's like it's gonna give Walmart a run for its money. Like, it was unreasonably large. Like, it was everything is bigger in Texas. No shit. Like, it is absolutely true. I was very surprised by Bucky's.
Yeah. It's a tradition for most people, like on road trips. Like, even if your gas tank is full and you've already used the restroom, you're still stopping at Bucky's. Like, when my wife and I drive from North Texas to like Austin or San Antonio, there's a Bucky's in a city called Temple.
Mm-hmm.
We always stop there no matter what. And if it's just to like go in and grab, a candy bar or something, we always go to Bucky's. I say always. It happens less now because we have one so close to our house, like within maybe 20 minutes. But before there was none in the DFW area, we would always stop because it's like a treat. It's like, we're going to Bucky. Wow.
I would go back. I didn't think it was as mid as In-N-Out Burger. It was just like sensory overload.
Bucky's,
because I was told it's like a gas station.
Oh, so you had
I had wildly different expectations of what Bucky's was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out it is a cult for a rodent at
it's
in
a
like
beaver.
A Walmart sized building.
Beaver.
Is a beaver not a rodent?
I don't know.
I don't know. Recording booth chat, Xpwasters, comment it and figure it out. We don't know.
Amphibious animal.
I don't. Amphibians aren't mammals.
Okay.
That's not a. Moving on. Saturday, we wake up, we do the raid, we have the photo shoot, we meet Jake, Ray, and Fear at a mall that's pretty close to main event, and we did nothing. We did absolutely nothing at this mall. It was just sort of like a rendezvous point. We showed up, we met them at like a PC cafe where these nerds, I'm not kidding you. Jake was doing an Inferno, and then Fear and Ray were doing a 3-man Tob with Jesse. They paid money to play RuneScape next to each other on like really high quality monitors too. They were running like 150 frames per second. It was the smoothest 117 HD I'd ever seen. Yeah. It was really nice.
Pretty decent.
But we met them and then we're like, oh, let's go to the aquarium that's in this massive mall. And it was like $30 a person. So we're like, nope, not for 40 minutes. So we just hung out and then we headed over to main event, and then the main event begun. And I can't tap the table or I'll break Michael's microphone. So,
and this is where mess up number 3 happens.
Yeah,
because earlier in the day, my wife's like, "Did you guys end up getting any lanes like for bowling?" I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna go up there." She's like, "You should probably call." I'm like, "Okay, I'll call." You're the wise one in this relationship. Unironically, she is. And
having met them both in person, yes, 100% true.
So I call and they're like, "Yeah, you got to do it online." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I go online and I'm trying to reserve 3 lanes starting at 6 p.m. and it wouldn't work. Like, they just didn't have them. Like, showing up to main event, I understand why. They actually had a waiting list when you were there. So I'm like, okay, fine. I can't reserve online. So we're just gonna have to go. We're just gonna have to go early and try and put our names on the list. So 3 things that I could have done differently. Well, 2 things. The tattoo was out of my control.
Yeah.
So I could have seen that I didn't have a confirmation email for JCPenney. That's number 1. and in trying to actually reschedule or so to my in my defense, I did try and call JCPenney at like 9 o'clock, but they're
I think
like, we don't open till
it
10.
was like post raid, like 10:30. You kept calling,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Sorry, no one is available to
No
answer."
one's
Like 3
answering.
times. You're like, "The store is open. Answer my call." Like,
So if I had been able to connect with them on the phone, then we could have figured out like, hey, we don't have a reservation. We're coming in at 12:30. What can you do? And then
Mhm.
they would have said, we'll come in at 1. We're like, perfect.
Mhm.
Anyway, could have checked my email. And then for main event, honestly, all it takes was like actually booking the lanes
like
like
a week or so in
2
advance.
weeks in
Yeah, I think
advance.
we would have been. We would have
Not
been cheering
the
there.
morning of.
The morning of, yeah. We were sitting at the table, and Michael's wife was like, "You really should look into it." And then we had the moment of horror where like Michael kept trying to reserve lanes with like, the amount of people, and it was like, no, it's not gonna work. We just have to show up. But it actually worked out really well because when we got to main event, we got there early, like early.
5.
Yeah. Well, like, I feel like was it 5? A little bit
4:45.
4:45, 5
yeah.
o'clock. Yeah. So we got there early. Fear brought name tags and like 700 Sharpie markers, which was great. And then we were able to find a nice high table because they were super chill at main event. They like saw how many people we had, and we're like, we have more coming, but we don't know how many. And then when more people showed up, they just like gave us the high table behind us. So we had 2 nice high tables with like probably 16 to 18 seats total. And like we were milling about, ordered a bunch of food, and then people started to show up, but we kind of like we realized like, holy crap, we don't know what anybody looks like.
Right.
Because a lot of the people who came to the meetup have never turned their face cam.
Right.
But they like
and no profile pictures either.
Yeah, their profile pictures are something that's not them. But they've like been a part of the community and like been listening to the show for like years. Like they were, so we had some old timers show up. And what I was looking for, because I think when Moist Sean and his Miss Cassidy came in, he was like, "You made eye contact with me. How did you know it was me?" And I was like, "Well, you didn't have any kids, you didn't have any balloons or any gifts, and you looked kind of like, huh, what am I looking for here?" So I figured, I'm like, that's an XP waster. I'm like, that is someone who's looking for me specifically. And I posted in the chat, I'm like, I'm wearing an orange shirt with my big adventure hat.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to miss me even in a crowd of people.
He was the lighthouse.
I really was. I was the lighthouse to
Xpwasters.
everyone walking in. Then I think Pixie walked up to us at one point and just like started talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, how have you been?" I'm like, "I'm gonna imagine you're Pixie because you're the only one with an English accent in this entire building."
I didn't hear him very well, but I'm pretty sure he's like, "Yeah, the other party I tried to go to told me to go away, so I'm gonna join you guys." And like just didn't say anything other than that. I'm like, cool, XP waster.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like even if you don't watch on YouTube, you know Michael and I's voices pretty well. So it was fun to like meet people. Even when like Nate showed up, I've been talking to Nate for a long time. We've been on multiple bingo teams together. We've had a lot of fun experiences in game. This man walked up to me and started talking. I was like, "Hi, I'm Oxie. You are?" Like, because some of your guys' microphone qualities, which like isn't a dig, don't sound like you're talking in real life, kind of like the Xbox headset quality thing, which again is fine, but it's jarring when you hear it for the first time in person. As soon as Nate was like, "Oh, well, I just forgot my dragon pickaxe," I was like, "Oh shit, Nate, what's up, dude? Let's go. He made it." Like it was super exciting. But like no reference for what anybody looked like. So it was a lot of fun for the first little bit of like the guess and check of who's who. The name tags were a big pull.
Yeah.
Having the name tags was a big pull.
Yeah, because I could look down and be like, Chris. Oh, it's Chris.
Yeah. It really explains it. Yeah, no, but we had a really good time that night. We all the food came out at one point, and then we had something else happened at main event, which was pretty impressive, pretty exciting, pretty nerdy to watch the videos.
Very nerdy.
But it was pretty exciting.
Yeah. I maxed my account. Thank you. Thank you.
Tip my hat to you, sir.
Maxed my old school RuneScape account. So yeah, going back to the intro, one of us has a cape and the other one doesn't. We don't really need to talk, no shame to Oxie.
Some
He
shame.
tried.
Some shame to Oxie.
He tried.
It's been 14 months. There's some shame to Oxie.
He tried. But yeah, 6,100 hours playing the account finally maxed.
Yep. What was it, like 259 days or something like that?
254 days.
Damn, that's a lot of days. But it was super fun. Everyone logged on mobile, and we all like stood there in Falador Park when he maxed. It was a good time.
Yeah, so if you guys, we talk about Immortal all the time, but Immortal and I follow each other on Instagram, and he's the guy that sends reels, like the ones that should be on TikTok, but they're on Instagram. So he sends me reels, and he sent me a video it was just this guy standing in his living room, and it's like a close-up shot of him. He's like holding his laptop, and he presses the button to get like 99 fishing, and you think, oh, it's just he's getting 99 fishing. So the camera pulls out, and there's legitimately like 30 people in his house, and they're all like cheering. There's people sitting. He's like streaming it to his TV, and it's like an IRL max party. I was like, you know how fun that would be. I was like, I had like none of my friends. I have one friend in Texas that I know personally that plays RuneScape, and it'd be like he would just come over and sit on my couch and watch me on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how fun would it be to have an IRL max party? Man, okay, I'll never do that, but that sounds fun. Cut to the meetup, and I am close. Like, after bingo, I had 97 Slayer. So, did I have 97 Slayer after bingo? I think I did.
I think you did, because you did way more, but you were closer to 98 because you did way more Slayer than I did during bingo.
So I was like 700k till 98. So roughly about 2 million XP. I was 2 million Slayer XP, and then I had 94 thieving after bingo. Bingo ended October 30th. The meetup was yesterday, November 12th. So in 12 days, I got 2 million Slayer XP and like 6 million thieving XP.
It was disgusting.
Insane. But that was the catalyst. It's like, I'm close enough that I think it could happen. And like every day that I kept playing, I'm like, I would tell Oxie, I'm like, this is a tentative goal. Like I'm not trying to say I'm going to max at the meetup, but I think I might max at the meetup. And then another couple days go by. I'm like, Oxie, I could max at the meetup.
We're at the tattoo shop, right? We're the most annoying people there because we're 6 people who demanded walk-in tattoos at the last possible second. It's 7 o'clock. They don't know who we are. We're being loud. We're taking up an entire corner. We're all sitting, chatting, talking, standing. Michael's sitting there, tick, 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 tick,
I'm like on my
tapping his phone. We're like, how much? He's like 170. We got lots of time. Just like of how much XP he had left. He was tapping at Torchies, getting tacos. He was training thieving while we were waiting for our photos to like be processed. He looked over and he's like, all right, 940 experience left. Like this is it. We're a lamp away. We're gonna log out. We're not gonna play. So Michael and I like got to Falador Park where we wanted to be for the max party. And then just like stopped playing the game. Though we did think it would have been funny if we just like sent a chambers and you accidentally got 99 thieving. And like in a thieving room there and accidentally maxed at the worst rate in the game.
Because that would have been me. Like if you guys are longtime listeners of the show, you know that I was saving up 99. So I was gonna get 99 smithing, 99 fishing, and another one. I don't remember. Another quick
fire
one.
making,
like
I think.
Fire make. Yeah, it was fire making. So I was gonna do fishing, smithing, and fire making, and that would have been a massive party. But I finished smithing. I was like a couple clicks away, and
like 40 XP.
Yeah,
it was really close.
And the boys were like, "Let's go to Volcano." I'm like, "Sure, why not? That's not going to harm the account." I do the very first like imbue of the rocks, 99 smithing in the middle of Volcano, and I'm like, "What just happened?"
We were dying. I was TMD and I were like in tears because Michael got 99 smithing accidentally at Volcano. It was hysterical. It really was.
Looking back, like it was
the best way to get it.
Fun.
It was the best way to get it.
Yeah, like it would have been a random party with a bunch of people, but like I've had parties for every other 99,
Mhm.
so I can confidently say that like I'm kind of happy that it happened
Mhm.
that way because now it's a story.
Yeah,
You know?
I like my ludicrous 99s. I think I just do them in the weirdest way possible. You know, might have to get 99 smithing at Volcano, like in a mass
Please
world with
do.
people. Be like
Please
TY for
do.
my 99 party, and then just teleport out before the kill's over.
What you should do is get, and this might take some real big coordination, but like save mining, smithing, and rune crafting.
Play
And get
one mega
all of
game of
Volcano
Volcano,
and get
one
all
mega game of
3.
Volcano, get all 3 99s and one down. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
But again,
It's also training mining to 99,
99
and
and
that sounds
then
like hell. So
oh gosh, so
enjoy your max cape, Michael. No, that
you would
couldn't
have to
be
do
me.
you would have to do rune crafting first because you get mining XP if you're going to do any sort of freaking rune crafting game. Yeah. So you'd have to get 98 and like not have the satisfaction of getting 99 for probably another like 200 or 300 hours while you train mining. Oxie's
sounds like a worse. This plan gets worse and worse as it goes.
Oxie's never going to max.
I don't know if I will never max because I feel like there's gonna come a time where like, what else is there to do? You know, I'm gonna finish the combat achievements. I'm gonna get the items I want. I'm gonna have money. I got put on blast the other day in the Inferno. I think it was Fear made a comment. He's like, so if you're still doing the Inferno a year from are you just going to take a T-bow loan? And I said, well, hopefully in a year I just have my own T-bow. Because like I bought a scythe, I did the rebuild, I completed the rebuild, I have like everything back. I'm good. And without skipping a beat, Jesse goes, Oxie, have you actually made any money this year? And I don't think I have. I think my bank value has decreased from the start of the year somehow after buying a scythe and then buying everything back. Cassets, prims, jaw, hammer, claws, lance, all of it are all back in my bank.
Well, you did a rebuild.
I did a rebuild. They finished the rebuild. But you would think my bank value would be what I was pre-rebuild plus the value of a scythe. That is just not true. Even after having received like several 100 million GP splits from TOA, like we got Missouri Body the third day TOA came out. It was like 130 mil split. Like we got a lot of money. I think Jake got like 600 mil for that. So the 3-man Missouri Body was really nice. And it doesn't reflect in my bank value at all.
And you got a chap split.
And I got the chap split, and I got another chap split during bingo, and I got the mask split. I think it was the day after TOA came out.
Where's your money?
I don't know.
That's like over 500 mil.
It's over 500 mil in just
in
splits from just TOA. Not to mention all the TOB I've done this year. When you say, where's your money? No, I got an Avernic like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's not count. All of my purples from Theater of Blood have been this year. No, I got my Sang last year.
Oxie.
But like,
do you have like a little gremlin that's logging into your account
I think
at night?
yeah, maybe I'm like slow hacked. So like every time I log in, I just lose a couple like nature runes, like a couple million worth of like supplies. They just take them out.
You legitimately should like look at your time since last login. Not saying
I mean like it's I don't think that is the case because I would start to notice if things are really low. But like
500 mil though, dude.
That's what I'm bank. Things have been dropped. The scythe has dropped almost 200 mil since I bought it.
You also lost how much for the Fang?
I lost like right now. I think if the Fang is sitting at like 50 something mil, I think I lost like 100 and 150, 170 mil on a Fang. I lost a lot of money on a Fang. I will say I lost a shitload of money buying a Fang. And then like Kodai's gone down since I bought it.
Did you buy an Eldritch?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I bought the Eldritch was like 48 mil before TOA came out. And someone had made a comment like, oh, maybe you should buy an Eldritch for Inferno for the prayer specs. I'm like, that seems like a waste, you know?
Because you were thinking I need the Kodai.
Because I needed a Kodai for the water runes. And then they released TOA and we got the upgraded rune pouch. And then the Kodai is like, oh, well, you still get the same magic bonus from the Eldritch. So like just dump your Kodai and buy that. Eldritch is like 180 mil right now, plus the cost of the Nightmare Staff. So
damn,
I don't know where my money has gone this entire year. But I mean, at some point, I will probably max. There will be nothing to do. Like I will have everything, and then we'll probably max.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna go as hog wild with it as you did, because
You never
boy,
know.
do I not give a shit that much.
Right. Well, like you said, you're gonna get. I truly believe once you cross the line of you have an infernal cape, there is nothing stopping you from like Grandmaster.
There's a lot of
Because
things
it's
stopping
no,
me.
no,
I'm very
it's
gear locked
just
from Grandmaster.
well, okay. You could get loans. You could have people help you. Like you have the skill set to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get master tier at some point.
Mhm.
After that, your skills increase. You're grandmaster level. I mean, what is there? You're gonna be Jesse at some point, and he's like maxing just because he has nothing else to do.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a couple of years from now, surely. But you know, there's a lot of those GMs are pretty scared to think about it. God damn, the sub 65-minute Inferno. I don't know about all that one, but we'll see. We'll see.
But you can do it on task.
That is true. We'll be able to do it on task at some point. But yeah, no. So I don't know what happened. What has happened to my bank? So the maxing is a maybe, but not soon. So congratulations to you on already being maxed.
Thank you.
Yeah. He had a moment while everyone was bowling. He was just like, I'm gonna go buy my max capes. He went back and he bought all the variants and all that.
It was so weird, in a good way and in a bad way. I was literally just talking to my wife about this because she's like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I loved being able to do it in person, but like if I could go back and do things differently, I hated, like I hate that I maxed on my phone.
Yeah. Oh my, it was really weird.
Like I couldn't.
You brought a computer.
I brought my laptop. It's a 2015 Mac. It's like it's on life support. It should be hospice right now, but it connected to Wi-Fi and just RuneLight would just not open. And it's like 6:28. I told people I am getting the final XP at 6:30, so I have 2 minutes. And it's trying to download RuneLight for some reason. So I was like, it does that
probably
normal,
downloading the update.
yeah. So it's doing that normal thing where you see a progress bar just zoom across your screen. Well, this was doing it at like 1 megabit a minute. And it had gotten to 1 megabit out of 10. I'm like, I can't wait. There's no way. I just close the laptop and I log in on my phone, and I can't see any usernames.
That was the
render
weirdest
distance
part.
Is so low. So like there was probably people way back in the park, Baldor Park, that I just didn't see. So number one, I want to apologize to anybody who was at my max party if it seemed like I was being like, if I was like, it felt like I was ignoring you, or I wasn't answering your messages, or I didn't say like thank you for all the GZs. Like, know that if I was on my computer, it would have been way different.
Yeah, like he couldn't fight. And then there was also a shitload of people IRL
that too
cheering him on too.
Yeah. So number one, sorry, and then number two, if I could do it differently, I would have. Maxing at the meetup, I maxed. I got my max cape. I went to Max Island, and then I just logged off.
Yeah,
there wasn't. When you max, it's like
you remember you like bring all the cape variants and you buy everything there, and you pass the eggs back and forth. You know, you have like a
celebratory raid, or let's go mass corp
mass and like max capes only, stuff like that.
Yeah, but like no, just logged out.
Yeah, which like I mean, it's not like there wasn't celebration. We did everyone toasted and we all had drinks, and then we played bowling, and then like not many people can say I maxed and then played laser tag afterwards. Like that was pretty fun. Yeah. But you're right, as far as like traditional maxing parties go, there wasn't the sense of like now we're all going to celebrate in game for this. And that was I will admit that may feel a little strange, but it's still a good party.
When I max on the group Iron Man, it'll definitely like I'll have the full experience, I think.
Yeah.
It'll be less of like a this is the moment type thing, because you only get that one. The first time you max, that's it. I haven't maxed twice, so I'm going purely off of speculation.
But now you can like max in leagues and like not care as much. Just sort of like now I've maxed. Now I can play the game league and just like
That's
practice
true.
stupid methods of like fast XP when
Right.
everything is super boosted.
Well, yeah, because like I could have spent the time and maxed on those private worlds for the
yeah.
I think Eevescape did it in 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility. The guy, I mean, if you guys have seen the video he put out, he stayed up for 30 hours doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. It wasn't a 6-hour cape. It was like the man put in time, but no, it's you get that experience once. At least for me, like I'm kind of a nostalgic guy. I'm like I'm big on experiences. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, once you did it once, the second time will be like, well, cool, we did it again, type
Mhm.
thing. At
Yeah.
least that's how it is for me.
Yeah, I feel it.
Jordy in the recording booth chat asked, Michael, do you think you have any tips for people who want to max? My biggest advice is like set goals, but don't set unrealistic goals. You know, like know your playtime and know when it's okay to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, skill hopping is not a bad thing. For me, the final like 5 or 10, between 5 and 10 skills that I had left, those last couple skills, I just wanted to get it done. So like this time last year when I was training rune crafting, it went rune crafting, mining, fishing, agility, slayer, and then thieving,
Mm-hmm.
like in that order. And that's the only thing I did until that skill was finished. Wouldn't say that that's a great strategy because
Mm-hmm.
it's like burnout fuel. Um,
And how you didn't burn out is baffling. How you I think part of the way that you didn't burn out was that your play style is very different from like me. I sit at my computer and if I'm doing something, I will sit there for hours and do it. Whereas you take advantage of mobile.
yes,
You play a lot of iPad, a lot of
yeah,
mobile RuneScape.
that's
Whereas
big.
I'm like, I don't know how to hold the phone properly to do
Oxy,
iPhone.
do you see that little thing where the book is on over there, on sitting on the chair?
Yeah.
I bought that for my iPad.
Oh my god, you
It's
nerd.
like a little lap desk that flips up and it like your iPad sits. That's how dedicated I am to mobile. That thing is
That's
great.
a different kind of commitment right there,
But
dog.
he's absolutely right. Like I think along with setting goals, having a healthy relationship with playing this game on mobile is huge. Because I don't think I would have maxed without mobile. To be
At least you
honest with
wouldn't
you,
have maxed yet.
it would have been another. I'm legitimately saying it would have been another 2 years because I've put. I mean, of the skills that I mentioned, I would I would I would venture to say 90% of all of that XP was gained on mobile.
Mhm.
Not an exaggeration.
Yeah, and that comes down. We've talked about it before. Where like, if you only get 2 or 3 hours a day, like you know, if you when you're working full time and you have a wife and you have a kid and you have other hobbies and things that you like to do, and you have your own life, you maybe only play for like 2 or 3 hours a day. Um, not many people want to spend that 2 or 3 hours sitting at Motherlode Mine for like 80K total XP
Right.
for the time that they have their free time. Like I know you play RuneScape while doing other things, but like that has its limits. Like it's
Yeah.
really hard to like actively play Call of Duty and AFK RuneScape at the same time because like
Right.
you have to take attention away from one to do the other.
Right. It, it also helped that I had a baby. Like, yes and no, it helped that I had a baby because you hear like baby, it's like, oh no, babies are XP waste. But no, like my job that I had at the time gave incredible paternity leave,
I
and
was off for like 3 months.
I got 4 months off.
Damn.
So the first 2 months, so my wife and I split it up. So I took the first 2 months off, then I went back to work for 2 months, and then I took my second 2 months off. So those first 2 months, I went from 90 to 99 rune crafting.
Mhm.
I went back to work for 2 months. The second 2 months that I had, I got from 90 to 99 mining.
Gross. So gross.
So I think, yes, I was watching a child, and it's like parental responsibilities were definitely there.
Mhm.
But like when Oliver was tiny, when he was just like sleeping all day, my wife and I were literally just watching Survivor. Like I was on my iPad at the soul altar for 10 hours a day.
Mhm.
There was days where I got 3 to 400K rune crafting XP doing soul rune.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it I can't give you like the 10-step, this is how you get to max your account. It's impossible because everybody is different. You could play like Fairy, a new guy in our clan. He just started his account in July and he's nearly 2K total. He plays a lot
It's a lot
because
of
he
play
has
time.
time. So it comes down to how much you play, um, like the style at which you play, if you can avoid burning out. There's just like a bunch of stuff. So
You also have the very unique mindset of like you just don't give a shit about PVM, or you didn't. Where like for me, right? Like if I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone. I'm gonna get 99 rune crafting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make money doing blood. The minute I get a message from the boys that's like, so how about you use some of those blood runes at top? Gone. I'm out. I'm gonna leave. Like I'm motivated by like socialization and making money because
Mhm.
apparently I have made 0 GP this year.
Right.
Disappointingly somehow. And I just have more fun doing that because I don't enjoy a lot of the high level aspects of skilling. I mean, like when I say high level, I mean like 85 plus slow XP per hour
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
I don't love that.
When you have more than one comma in your XP to the next level, that's when it gets
That's
serious.
oh yeah, that's brutal. That's really hard to be like, okay, I'm getting 40K an hour. This is gonna be awesome.
When there's 6 digits to your next level.
Yeah, no thanks, dude.
That's
No
when
thanks.
it gets rough. Because
But
like the XP rates don't always scale. Like 90 to 99, like 90 rune crafting. If you do it at souls, it's like it maxes out at like 50K an hour.
yeah, that's
You
no.
can get over 50K an hour doing mundane things like with fire making and in like low level fletching. Like it's insane. I don't want to get into the rant because I will rant.
He will rant.
I will
He
not.
will.
Not today though. I'm maxed. I don't need to
He
rant
doesn't. Yeah,
anymore.
he's done. He's
I'm
done ranting about skills. He has the max cape. Never has to skill again.
Well, I do, but
You do, but not in the same way. We had this conversation too. You were actually getting your tattoo, which, by the way, funny enough, Michael getting his tattoo, stone face, cool as a cucumber, didn't matter. Feet were shaking like this the entire time. We actually had a picture of Michael's feet, like shaking up and down while the needle was in his skin, but he literally was sitting there like this, like holding normal conversation, but his feet were moving from the pain. We were having a conversation while that was happening. And we were like, I mean, he probably could go for 200 mil all. Like he's got the motivation to do 200 mil all someday. I said if he could, he would. Like if it was feasible for him, he would. I know he wants to go to 20 mil in all the skills, but now you can get off your ass and learn Hulker and like make money doing thieving fires and like do a lot of guard. You can complete the Guardians of the Rift log because like you don't have to do the most effective training method available now.
That's very
you
true.
can just do what is there because
multiple goals can be completed, like collection log hunting, pet hunting, XP, ranks, all of that can be combined into just playing the game. Oxie and I have actually talked about this like multiple times, but I have gotten the question, so what's next? At least 10 to 15 times. I got my max cape.
So nice. He got asked, so what now? More than I got asked about my Infernal cape. Beautiful.
Prepare yourself. When that cape is on your back, that's the question you're going to get.
Master Combat Test.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I already know what's next. Master Combat Test.
Okay, at least you have an answer. So I equip the max cape. The first thing somebody says to me is, "Oh, what's next? What are you going to do now?" Not that that's a bad question. It's not bad. And I don't fault anybody for asking because it's a legitimate question. Like I've talked about my goals a lot. I'm very open with it. But within the last week, I've kind of just gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't really care about my goals right now. Like I'm looking at my account and like 2277. That's the total level. Yeah. I'm happy with that right now.
Content to just do nothing for a while.
Not that I'm not gonna like log in because I definitely want to experience the game as a max player. But like logging in is gonna be way different now than for the last week. I've been logged in to the same world on the same square, tapping the same night. and that can get exhausting. So it's like, do I want to immediately jump into 6 to 8 months of just cooking? Not really. No.
No.
So, it's for me, if you've, and I'm going to answer this for everybody who has asked and
Will
who will
inevitably
inevitably
ask.
ask. Please reference to this statement. Right now, my goals are to log into the game and have fun and decide what I want to do at that very moment. I may look at Team Search and they're like, hey, anybody want to go to TOA? I got a couple hours. Maybe I'll go to TOA. Maybe I'll log in and kill KBD because I want the pet. Maybe I'll finish all my banked herb lore training that I have. It's only like 80K. But, there's like, actually, no, it's like 1.2 million XP.
Why do you have so much banked herb lore?
I didn't tell anybody this, but I did not sell any of my herbs from Herbivore. I made them into unfinished potions and I bought all the secondaries.
That's so boring. That would have been the most boring part of the grind. I've done that before. I've made the unfinished potions because back when I was poor for real. Like people joke that I'm poor now, but I am so much better off now than I was like 2 years ago when I was like actually poor and had to like budget the 600K that I had to my name. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make. I don't remember if it was like combats or maybe it was like something. I don't remember the potion. Maybe it was anti-fires, I think, or whatever. I bought the grimy herbs because that was gonna save me the most money. Cleaned like probably 4,000 grimy herbs and then made them into the unfinished potions. That was the least rewarding part of the entire grind because you don't get any experience and it takes just as long as normal herb lore. But then it felt good to be like, all right, now we're getting XP. So those, God, I don't even remember what potions they were. They may have been regular anti-fires. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. When you have money like I do, you just go to Narda and you have the lady clean all the herbs and then you have the guy literally put them into potions for you.
See, I didn't have that kind of money or even that know-how. Like, frankly, I didn't even know if I knew that was a thing back then. I did it manually. That's way better. I forgot about the guy in Narda.
Yeah.
Like, that's way better to do.
I
did
like
that.
4 mil, I think. 4 or 5 mil.
I spent probably 4 days. It was manual the entire time. It was literally, it was the most old school experience I think I had.
Oxie?
Trying to do that manually. It sucked.
You could, and this is what you can do. XP wasters, if you're out there. If you just finished Herbivore and you're like, I have all of these grimy herbs. I don't want to go to the person in Narda. Literally just sell every herb and then with the money that you get, just rebuy the unfinished potion.
100%. You never, generally speaking, it is always better financially to sell the raw materials and buy the kind of finished materials than it is to make them into it yourself. So, like, for example, if you get a lot of Vorkath bones, right? If you have 1,000 Vorkath bones, it's really tempting to use those for prayer because they give good prayer XP, but it's always more efficient to sell them and buy dragon bones. Because you'll get more XP for your money. If you get a lot of herbs from like Tob drops a shitload of herbs. Snapdragons, Raynars, of course. You get a lot of herbs from Tob. Chambers doesn't drop anything. You only get saltpeter and depression at Chambers. But it's better to sell the grimy herbs and buy the unfinished potions. It's like a little bit of a money exchange, but one thing we kind of talk about when you get a little bit later in your account, when you're in that, like, I'm gonna max territory, right? Your time is more valuable than your money every single time. If you have access to high level money makers, if you can do expert TOAs, if you can do Theater of Blood, Fazani's Nightmare, Corrupted Gauntlet, and you have access to like consistent money, your time is always more valuable. So if you spend a lot of money on Molten Glass and you lose all that money because you did light orbs over unpowered orbs, do it. When you're in the lower stages, when you're like going for quest cape levels, going for like some diary cape levels, making a little bit of money back is good. It's nice to be able to like because you profit fletching if you do the longbows. And you can profit even more if you alch them, but that's a lot of work to alch several thousand longbows. Like if you're at that stage in your account, I loved when I was fletching 2 longbows. I made a lot of money. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to get 99, I would consider Dark.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I could afford it I probably will do longbows for fletching.
I mean, redwood shields are, if you're going for fletching XP, you take a minor loss, but it's like
Yeah.
200 or 300k an hour.
Exactly. And if it saves time, that's what I'm more interested in, as opposed to like saving money at this point,
right.
especially with buyable skills, because I will get the money back. I know I know that I haven't made any money this year, but like I will get the money back.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I've been using almost exclusively dragon darts in my blowpipe since I started the Inferno. Rookie mistake. I know. Well, like swapping them out is fine, but then you forget, and then you're like 40 waves into the Inferno, and you're like, shit, I have amethyst darts then. Like,
you know what they should have in the game? It's like a little clip for your you know how like a gun has a clip. They need a clip for the blowpipe that's like dropped from another monster, and you basically can just store all of your darts in there, and then you right click the blowpipe and you swap the ammo.
I got like a revolver.
A revolver. No, yeah. It's like a
spin the chamber on the blowpipe.
It would be like a bolt rack that you can just attach to a crossbow, essentially. That same concept. Because I'm thinking like, yeah, it's really annoying to have the darts in your inventory and then remember to swap them out. But like if it was just a right click, use dragon, right click, use amethyst, such a quality of life. Yeah.
Or I might use right click, use mithril on. Although that's cost a lot of scales to stack up monsters for bursting. Dude. It costs a lot of scales.
No. But that's a different tax bracket. If you are using your blowpipe to stack monsters and you just don't buy a dins, what are you doing?
I have a din. I got a dins as a drop, but I didn't keep it because I sold it. I went with learners, so I sold the drop that probably would have been FFA.
Here's your
just raiders, yeah.
Here's your weekly RuneScape tip from Michael. If you're doing bursting or barraging tasks, take a dins and a light bearer. And you use
light bearer. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Use the dins bulwark spec right in the middle of the room, and it will aggro every single monster to you. And then you just do your little jump back and forth, stack them up, switch to your wand, golden. But the light bearer makes that it makes it viable. So it's like a 15 mil investment
total. But for both, and like
both.
The dins is not super important for other pieces of content unless you're like wilderness tanking.
I'll probably sell my dins.
But the light bearer, that's good.
Use a light bearer a lot.
If you don't have a light bearer, you should buy one.
So it works for Necryls, Dust Devils. I did it for Abyssal Demons.
Jellies.
You can barrage jellies?
Yeah. You can stack them up and like barrage. People love it. I never do it, but people can like, you can stack up jellies and like barrage them in one of the corners.
It's good for hard clues.
Yeah. Good for hard clues. It's also good for like, if you want to do blood velds in the catacombs, which like do them at the Mire Ditch dungeon. But if you want totems, you can aggro them all to you. So you can just hard AFK.
Yeah.
And it works with Ankus, works with Dagonoffs, like anything that is, some things are aggressive, some things aren't. Just tap them all and get them going.
Yeah, you'll be an absolute jerk if you're taking up an entire Blood Velds world with one person where you theoretically should share that little room with two people.
Yeah, you can share with two people. You shouldn't be an asshole,
you
but
should
like
not. But so Saturday night, the meetup, IMAX. The meetup was a blast.
God, it really was.
I cannot wait for you guys to get to the break. We'll do it soon. We'll get there soon. But
are we gonna put the whole thing at the break?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long break then. It's gonna be like a whole. It's gonna be like it's not even gonna be like a traditional break.
No, it's not.
We're just gonna transition to like a different part of the episode because we got to sit down and do interviews with everybody there. I got to ask them ridiculous questions. It was a lot of fun. The people behind us were not very happy that we were recording them, so we have to figure out a way to like edit something over their faces.
Yeah. You guys will see. You'll see what we do.
But yeah, we haven't figured it out yet. But no, it was a lot of fun. We played bowling for several rounds. People really enjoyed that. We had a shitload of food, which was paid for by one of the Xpwaste. He told me not to shout him out specifically, so I won't. But like, god damn, my guy.
Thank you.
We were gonna pay for it. I mean, you guys were gonna pay for it anyway because we were gonna use the PayPal to pay for it from Patreon. But still, like, that was massive to like do out of your account. So we appreciate the hell out of you for that.
Thank you.
Our waiter was fantastic. AJ, shout out to AJ, who was like at our beck and call the entire night. We tipped the hell out of that guy.
That guy, like, the mental gymnastics he had to go through to find people to pay up. At the
Oh
end
my
of the night.
god, it was
There's like a
ridiculous.
sea of people, and he remembered every one of our faces and what order we had.
Yeah.
Because he comes up to me, he's like, "You had the shiner." I was like, "Yeah." Like, okay, well, it'll be $7.95 or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, no, he killed it. When I found out the food was already paid for, I just pulled. I probably had like $20 or so in my wallet. I just pulled all my cash out, and we're like, "Here, take it."
Oh,
Like I can't tip you off the card, so just like
Yeah.
take this because you're awesome.
that's awesome.
But no, we did bowling for a while. The arcade was a lot of fun. We played pool. Pool was a good time. I know people really enjoyed that, unless they were playing Ray, because we
Ray's
pretty
a
much
shark.
we played. Well, I mean, she's not a shark. She was a professional pool player. She traveled around the country.
No way.
How do you think she beat everybody's ass, dude?
I mean, you could be good at pool.
No,
I didn't know
she played.
was
No, she played
professional.
professionally.
Wow.
That's why I was talking mad shit that I was gonna beat her so bad. She beat me in 6 turns.
Wow.
It was hysterical. But no, we played a lot of pool. We played one game of laser tag. I think people thought we were gonna play more.
I wish we
And
did.
then the first one, I was sweating my ass off after the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
So we jumped into laser tag. There was 9 of
Well,
us.
he was wearing jeans. Don't let the man fool you. Like,
Whatever.
he's jeans and a
Everyone else
button-up.
was right. Michael brought a short switch to the main event. Everyone else was in jeans and like normal shirts.
Nice clothes, like
Yeah,
sweaters. and-
Michael is in like a cutoff with like a headband and shorts. He's like, let's do this, baby. It's laser tag time.
I knew it was laser tag time, and I've prepared.
we after laser tag, we're walking over skee ball because I'm chafing so fucking bad right now. Oxie, I'm like, I don't know, man. But we play. There's 9 of us. We played 3-on-3 teams. I got Nate and Fear from my bingo team, so the oxymorons squatted up again, and it was fun. We played. There was power ups. We ran around the arena. It was a really good time. It was weird that the ref walked in.
Oh my gosh!
So there was
insane.
Yeah,
He's
this-
like yelling absurdities. He's like, "Call me bitch."
yeah, mind you, they have rules like no jumping, no climbing, no crouching, no
running.
profanity, no running,
I see him zoom
no
across
no
the-
melee attacks. This guy, which we didn't respect, we meleeed the shit out of each other. This guy comes in and he like my vest was green, Michael's was red. We had another team that was blue, so we had those 3 colors. This guy comes in like an RGB like lit up vest, like a juggernaut in Call of Duty, and he's just like one banging people the entire time.
Yep.
And I think he walks in, he shot at me because I went, "Boo," and I looked down and I went, "Who the fuck are you?" And he was like, "I have to play too. It's fun." I'm like, "Do you?" And I shot back once I recharged and he hit me again. I'm like, "Fuck you, dude." And he ran around this place that he worked at and just was murdering everybody. But I think his vest like gave people double points for shooting him, because that's how you guys got so many points, is you just piled him the entire time.
He stayed near us. Like,
Yeah.
I think he was trying to go. He was trying to go around and get other people, but like my squad, Thormac, me, and Megan, we were like a coordinated group. We would like stay. We had each other's back. We're like up the stairs around the corner. Go, go, go! Red team, go! It was like a military operation. And we were just like, we just happened to be following him as the ref was going around the arena. I will never forget. He pops around the corner, shoots me, and goes, "Gotcha, bitch!" and then runs to the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Not expect.
He
that.
was like,
Did not expect
he was like, "Yeah, those rules. We don't give a fuck about those rules." We're like, "Don't we?" But Michael is a really fun person to play laser tag against, because he'll do this really cool thing where he'll surprise you from around the corner and just stay there. He'll get like here on you, so like you're uncharged, you can't do anything, you can't shoot back, and as you're trying to like readjust, he'll just camp the thing and just hold down the trigger at your vest. So I think at one point I put my arm up and I would raise my leg to like, "This is Sparta," kick him off the ramp. And the ref finally was like, "Okay, we have to follow some rules." I'm like, whose side are you on, my guy?
Yeah, they didn't say that you couldn't like cover the other person's gun with your hand and still shoot yours. So that's how I got
asshole, absolute asshole over here. But yeah, no, I think the top scorer was either you or Rune guy with like 2,200
It was.
points.
Oh no, I had 2,600.
2,600. Yeah,
Rune guy had 22.
The bot who joined our game had 4,700 points. It was. I think he just wanted to go on a power trip. Oxymorons lost. We got our asses kicked. It was really bad. We don't know what we like split off at some point. And that was our first
That was
mistake.
your first mistake.
We split like
You never split.
we're cracking shots on some people, but like blue team was camping. You
Yeah.
guys were moving in a 3-pack.
Yep.
The bot was just running around.
He's like this side of the map to that side of the map to downstairs to upstairs.
Yeah, it's like he was like the Smash Bros thing where you have the hammer. You just run around the map doing that.
That's hilarious.
It was quite a bit of fun, the laser tag, and then we played a lot of arcade games and like earned tickets. You want to talk about how your stupid like ticket luck is?
I'm a god at a certain game at main event apparently. So we're winding down. I have like I've used about half of my card, the little swipe card that you do. For
you
points.
got like 200 points for like $30. It was really good.
Good.
It was a good deal.
So we're winding down. I go up to Thormac and Megan, and they're like, "You should try this. Like, it's kind of hard, but we kind of have it figured out." And they're like, "So the game essentially is just like it's this little rotating disc, and it has these little pucks on it, and each puck has a different ticket number.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like 100, 150, 300, 500, 750, and 1,000. That's like you have different ranges. And some pucks are really tiny, some pucks are really big. So immediately, my first try, all they told me was, yeah, so once the puck comes to this point, that's when you hit the button. I'm like, cool, why not? I swipe my card, I get the puck in position, I hit send, and it knocks it, and I win.
750 tickets off the rack.
750. I'm like, that wasn't so bad. And their jaws are on the floor.
They've been trying for like an hour.
Come to find out, they spent like $80 or something crazy just trying it. And I do it first try. And so then there's 4 different stations. And I go to the next station. Second try, 1,000 tickets. I'm already up almost, 2,000 tickets in 2 tries. So then I'm legitimately on a high at that point from my beginner's luck, if you will. And I end up winning 3,600 tickets from that one machine. I didn't really play anything else that gives you tickets.
You played skee ball, which was weird.
Does that give you tickets?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well then.
Skee ball always gives you tickets. It was weird because Michael and I were playing each other in different games. And we tied in skee ball, and so did Nate.
We all got 36,000.
Was it 34,000?
34,000.
We all got the exact same amount of points. It was weird.
But. Yeah. So I walked away with 3,600 tickets. And I mean, to be fair, I spent $30 on the card. So like 3,600 points didn't translate to much within the actual gift shop. Not to say that like I got scammed. I got, if you're watching the video, I got this lovely. It's supposed to be like a this isn't even
tripod.
It's for your phone. This isn't supposed to be a microphone stand, but I didn't have one of these. Like Oxie got his from Best Buy or whatever. Beautiful, stands up nice and firm. This is a tripod for a phone that I have like a 3-pound microphone on.
Yeah, so, it's like sinking in the middle. I can't hold it. We could have bought one at Walmart, but like that wasn't as fun. They did have a podcasting kit there that everyone did want you to get. The podcasting kit was that would have been pretty funny.
That was only $2,200. I could have got it and had stuff to spare. So I ended up getting like some little like plushy toys for the baby. So he'll be happy.
Yeah, it's good. I won an owl plushie, and I got some army men that I put next to the fruit up there. So there's army guys up there by the fruit now. I had tickets left over, and the people behind the counter were like, "God, we need no coworkers." They're like bitching about whatever the coworkers were doing. I don't really know. And I swiped my card and they're like, "You have 113 tickets left." I'm like, "Use them to buy new coworkers. I'm never coming back." Which I realized made it sound like I had a bad time, and I didn't. But like, I live on the other side of the country. I'm realistically never going back to the Fort Worth airport main event. Like it's just not happening. But they chuckled at it and I walked away. Like they saw me having a very good time throughout the evening. The lightsaber games were a lot of fun.
Well, before we move on, do you want to know something absolutely hilarious? I am a fiend for tickets at this point. I'm on a high. I just won the game, and I'm finding all of these cards like
People are
scattered
leaving them around. Yeah.
scattered around main event, and I pick up a card on the counter, and it has 113 tickets on. I'm like, "Can you transfer these to mine?" So I have your 113.
You have my 113
tickets.
I literally,
now.
I left it there. I slid it over to them. I'm like, I do not want this. Keep this. So
now-
I'm glad you got that.
They're on my card now. So
Perfect. They went to good use.
yeah. I
Yeah.
did learn you can transfer credits too. So here's a pro tip. If you're at main event and you see a card on the ground, just see how much credit. See how many credits it has on it. Because you can consolidate them all into one card. Now, don't be a jerk and be like, hand them 50 cards and be like, can you put these on one? Because it is manual work for them to do it.
Mhm.
But if you find a couple that have pretty nice chunks of tickets, just, and nobody has like, hey, I lost my card, mom. They're obviously abandoned.
Mhm.
Then just consolidate them onto your card and go play the game where you have a puck and you have to hit it into a hole because it's really fun.
Very gambly. Good luck.
It's very gambly.
Very gambly. I was
Yeah.
happen to be good at it. But no. We also played VR lightsaber games, which were
Yeah.
a lot of fun. You played Beat Saber. You
Mhm.
seemed to have a good time. He was dancing at one point. It was really fun. I played like a Jedi dojo Darth Vader thing. It was very fun.
It was interesting
If I could-
watching
if I
from
could
the outside.
offer some advice for that game. There's no like directional sound.
Oh, weird.
So there were enemies, there was like stormtroopers and droids in like the entire 180 radius around me. But no matter what direction I looked, they were just priming blaster fire. So I couldn't figure out from like what end I had to like turn and shoot. And then I forgot that you could throw the lightsaber. So enemies were just like sitting there doing nothing. I was very like, all right, I have a sword. I'm going to use it like I know how to use a sword. And then couldn't move and like forgot that I could use like other abilities. But at one point I did like grab a blaster. It was a lot of fun.
Sick.
You could like pull a blaster towards you and then shoot while you were using the lightsaber.
Yep.
It was a good time.
You could like use the force, get the blaster, shoot, and then toss your lightsaber with the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty cool game.
Yeah,
if you could walk around, I think it would be a lot better.
Yeah, if I would have been able to like move my feet, I think it would have been better. But I think at one point they sent like a security droid out with like a stick, and I instinctively like turned my saber and went like that. I went into my on guard stance. I'm like, they probably think I was some fucking nerd. Like step forward to lunge at something, and I missed somehow. I missed the forward stab. That was very weird. But no, it was quite the good time. We had quite the good time at main event. We were exhausted afterward.
Oh my gosh, dude. We didn't leave main event until like
midnight,
12:15,
12:30, something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
It was late. Good
And
time.
they closed at 2, so we could have been there a lot longer, but I was gamed out.
I don't think we could have. I don't think we could have hung till that long. Like
No.
we were all tired. Like
Mhm.
everyone there was like, oh my god, exhausted. I feel like half the people like drove home too. Like they didn't live that far away, so they just like drove back.
Well,
where
you'll
they
find
were.
out who traveled the farthest
Mhm.
in the break. Little spoiler for you guys.
Yeah, good time. But no, I think the game plan for today: record the podcast, pray that the audio is working on both tracks.
Right.
We're gonna call the tattoo place at noon to see if we can maybe get our original tattoo design tonight. So hopefully we get our good tattoos today.
Mm-hmm.
And then get pizza, and then we don't know what.
Pizza and play cards.
Cards?
Cards would be fun. Or go back and get our tattoo.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
hopefully we go back and get our tattoo.
yes. Pizza, stuff on pizza, and then hopefully get tattoos. But yeah, dude,
We can only hope.
I'm so happy you.
Yeah, it's
This has
been
been
fantastic.
great.
Not weird at all either. Like unironic. It wasn't. It's not been like, oh my god, I'm meeting people. It's not.
It's gonna be.
great.
I feel like it might be weird, like seeing you back on the computer, like having that dynamic again.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I don't know. We're gearing up for not gearing up, but we're definitely it's on the mind for the next meetup.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, even the next time we're gonna get together,
Mhm.
because I don't want to spoil anything, but we do have plans for a fun episode coming up before the meetup would happen. So if you guys want to mark your calendars now, we don't have a date, obviously, but like the date range,
Sometime in
probably summer, early
Sometime in
summer, June, and it's gonna be somewhere in the north.
Yeah.
If it's not in Detroit, we'll let you know.
I really want to do somewhere in Michigan, but So Dallas Fort Worth is an airport in like the middle of a city that is very convenient to get to everywhere. DTW in Romulus is like a good 25-minute drive away from Midtown Detroit, further away from other places. Like we could go somewhere like, you know, Utica or Rochester, just like hang out off M59 Hall Road. But that requires people to drive and get there. And a lot of you have actually reached out and been like, oh, I'll drive, no problem. I'm like, y'all are bold to just be like, yeah, I'll drive complete strangers I met on the internet from the airport to the hotel. Like you guys are some bold motherfuckers.
Yeah. Like, jump in my car. I've never met you.
But that's just going to require a little bit more legwork on our part to be like, maybe we get a shuttle that leaves at certain times and like goes back and forth. Or maybe like we spend the first day truly just like chauffeuring people where they need to go. But we're not sure. We're not sure how it's going to work yet. I imagine Michael will come up early for Xpwaste North, and then we'll just do things like we did on the Friday and the Saturday morning when I got there.
Yeah.
But
tattoos again, or
maybe more.
Pictures?
Let's get more like random RuneScape items. This is my RuneScape shoulder or whatever. My RuneScape underarm.
Yep.
Tattoo's so gross.
Don't look at it.
Disgusting. I hate it. I want to peel it off so bad.
Don't do it.
The tattoo itself actually looks delightful,
yeah.
but the tankoderm is what's gross. So
gotta be done.
I know.
But yeah, we had so much fun, and it's like this is more than I thought it was going to be. Like my expectations are blown out of the water. I generally
we had high expectations.
Well, I'm generally my personality is like when there are expectations to be had, I try to keep it pretty level. Like I knew we were going to have fun. I was kind of nervous. I thought people were going to show up. You know, that's kind of the baseline of the expectations.
Yeah.
But you guys, it blew us out of the water. It was a lot of fun. This weekend it was a lot of fun. So, you think it's time to send them off?
I think it's time to send. It's not like a commercial.
Break, no.
It's just the next segment of the episode. It's going to stand in for the break. We'll probably put the commercial slot here too. So if you're on Anchor, you'll probably hear the Anchor ad here. But like, it's going to be a good probably 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, but it's worth it.
Don't skip it.
Don't skip it. If you're on YouTube, watch it on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, watch it on YouTube. I had so much fun doing this. This is going to be good content. We'll probably also put the little next segment on YouTube as well.
Alone.
It's like if you don't want to watch through the entire episode, we'll probably just put it as a standalone as well. So
they're already at this point in the episode.
Well, now, yes, watch it. But like if you want to go back and we're like, oh my god, this is so funny. Or like if you're in it and you want to rewatch it, like go
show your mom,
show
I'm famous.
Show your neighbors, show strangers. Be like, look at me, I'm on YouTube.
Anyway, XP we'll see you in a little while.
Scoot over a little bit so we look professional. You work in that hat, but I don't know who the fuck let you in this booth. He's already trying to do retakes and he's not even been on the show yet. What a man. I should have known that was coming and I just let it happen anyway. Say it through the french fries. We don't give a shit. It's tough being 5'7" in this world. Like a fucking cat. I'm surprised they haven't kicked us out yet. We have a word for that in the industry, and that's fuck them. We're going to do it anyway. So, welcome to the party. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Ben, also known as Pixie on Discord.
My Discord name's Ralva, but my in-game name is Ray, with a space in between the R and the A.
My name, Chris, in case you can't see the name tag.
Beer Garden, and then he calls me Ish at the Meetup.
I am Nathan, or Nate Dog.
I'm Moist Sean. I'm very moist.
My name's Thomas, a.k.a. Stormac, a.k.a. the Sigma Chad that goes to Corp and Red D-Hide and snakeskin boots. You know.
Cassidy.
All right.
Yeah.
You have Discord name?
So Pepperfloof.
First name's Wyatt, but my username is Noag. N-O-A-G.
Who's next?
It had to be done.
Welcome to the show, sir. First time on. What's your name?
Michael.
You have a Discord name or?
Bloodhound.
Is it Bloodhound in Discord or?
It's just Bloodhound in Discord, yeah.
Is it just? I thought it was Michael in Discord.
2 hours later.
Bloodhound is my in-game.
I didn't think you could get hashtags in your in-game name. That's pretty cool.
In Discord.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is he hacked the system, got a hashtag in his real name. How far did you travel to get here today?
So I've, over the course of quite a few weeks, managed to fly out from the UK, Glasgow. So it's been a bit of a trek.
Okay. I've never heard of a flight lasting several weeks, but I'm glad that worked out for you. He got here eventually. Must have been traveling by like Airbus or, the backs of various gulls or something.
It's a collection of small turtles that I've roped together in a raft.
Traveled 3 hours with my dog Eli, short for Elijah. Yes, that's a shield. Thank you.
About 3 hours.
Okay.
I live north of Houston, so it's not too bad.
About 45 minutes.
All right.
So I live in Utah, but two hours away from Vegas. I had a job in Austin, so it was only like a 3 hour drive.
20 minutes.
Yeah, where are you from?
From Grand Prairie.
That doesn't mean anything to me. This is the first time I've ever been to Texas.
Probably 40 minutes. I think. Yeah, it was like 40 minutes.
It felt like less than that.
Came from Florida, South Florida.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Yeah. A staggering 20 minutes. Quite one hell of a commute.
Probably about 30 minutes. I think I live next to Michael. So,
next to Michael.
Yeah.
You live next door to Michael? That's
think
crazy.
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Egg his house. Just see what happens.
Well, I don't know exactly where he lives, but I'll egg
Every house on the block.
There we go.
Problem solved, right? You can't get it wrong if you just do. It's the drop rate, right?
Exactly.
Eventually, you'll get it, right? Exactly. Perfect. We have some totally logical questions that we'd like to ask you. Michael left me to do this by myself. It's his fault. So, we could ask you questions. What's your favorite Xpwaste moment? What's your favorite part of the show? But I have far more important questions to ask you, right? If you had to put your entire IRL life savings on it, who do you think would win in a fight, me or Michael?
So, having seen both of you side by side for the first time, and rather than with the imposed height difference, I think that as yourself being the smaller, scrappier one, would definitely take over in a fight. So I definitely back you, Oxie. Yeah.
All right. So Pixie's a kiss ass. That's what we've learned from today. I would ask you a normal question, normally about Xpwaste, but frankly, given that I have been on every episode, I don't really give a shit. So I have a serious question to ask you.
Oh my God.
Now that you've met both of us in person, if you could assign a spirit animal to both Michael and myself, yes, a spirit animal, what would the spirit animal be?
What? Like what? Like an in real life spirit animal?
Yes.
Like.
Or a RuneScape monster, whatever.
Oh, a spirit animal. Let's see. I feel like Michael would be a sloth.
Sloths are an efficient life form. They found a way of life that works, and they have they have no natural predators. So beautiful. What about me? Say it, coward.
You can be like a walrus if you want.
I'll take that.
You got like the beard and mustache.
I'll take that. I also have my mother's teeth, so unfortunately I don't have the tusks, but we'll take the beard. That's close enough. I've got the same body type, and I like being in the water just as much too, so I could ask you a lot of questions about Xpwaste. I could ask you what your favorite episode is, what your favorite moment is, what your favorite saying is. I don't fucking care. So instead, I would like to know if you could challenge Michael to any IRL sport that you think you could win, what would it be?
Oh, man. Let's just make it easy, and let's make it funny, and let's pick dodgeball.
Are you a professional dodgeballer, or do you just want to throw shit at Michael?
I'm not a professional, and the idea of throwing shit at Michael sounds very appealing.
Good to hear. Men of the same wavelength. It's the hat connection, honestly. Truly, it is. Well, thank you for making an appearance on this here episode. Absolutely. I could ask you all sorts of questions about Xpwaste. First being, how many episodes have you watched all the way through? I know the answer is less than 5. I just kind of want to put him on blast. I think it's funny. Frankly, I don't give a shit about the Xpwaste related questions, right? I'm going to ask you the serious, the nitty-gritty, the stuff that's going to keep you up at night, right?
Okay.
Right? Of all the bosses that are in old school RuneScape, every single one of them, which one do you think Michael and I would have the easiest time fighting in real life?
You know, the first thing that came to mind is Chaos Elemental, but I know that ain't it.
If a fart cloud with tentacles coming out comes after me, I'm fucking gone. So,
that's a good question. I mean, a giant mole's the only thing I can think of. What even counts as a boss?
I don't know. Normally at this point in the show, we would pull up the high scores tab and I would look on the little trophy menu, but I don't have a computer in front of me, and you'd think after 10,000 collective hours we would know, but we don't. So,
Just say the Deranged Archaeologist, fuck it.
Crazy Archaeologist?
Sure.
Yeah. That seems about on par for what we could handle. I can't read to begin with, so I might have an advantage. Although he does say learn to read a lot, so...
You can run, right?
I can't run. I have to fight him. But I get to fight him with Michael IRL.
One of you's running, the other one's hitting him.
It's the bloat pipe walk in real life. Good to know.
Wait, you get to use RuneScape weapons in real life?
Nope.
What are you gonna hit him with?
We don't know. We haven't gotten that far.
I don't know. You're bad. What do you even have? You have that Halo sword. You can hit him with that.
I'll hit him with the plastic energy sword in my bedroom. Perfect. You've been a fan of the show for a while now, correct?
Yeah, I've been in the Discord since February, I believe.
Awesome. I could ask you all sorts of questions about Xpwaste. Oh, cool. I don't fucking care about any one of them, right? What I really want to know, right? What do you think Michael's favorite color is?
He looks like a blue guy.
Looks like a blue guy? Yeah? Okay. Now, using things that are only the color blue, what do you think he would use to take on the Barrows brothers?
Well, obviously, Blue Mystic. Easy one. Blue. Does a Frozen Whip count as blue?
Sure, fuck it, why not? There are no rules, I don't care.
I don't know. I don't know what else. What else is blue?
I mean, Blue Mystic and a Blue Abyssal Whip, that's close enough for me. You'll probably kill them all eventually.
Eventually. It'll take time.
It'll take time, yeah.
10-minute run, you know.
Everyone's first Barrows run is 20 minutes. Changed my mind. I don't know. That's how long it took me to get my first one done, so I don't fucking know. But now, this is an interview, obviously. I'm here to ask you questions, right? I can ask you all sorts of questions, particularly about Xpwaste. How long have you been listening to the show for?
I started listening to it, I think, like March of 2022. But I caught up to it pretty quickly.
Kiss ass. Okay, so you've been listening for a while. I could ask you all sorts of questions. I'm not going to because I don't really give a shit, right? What I want to know is, I'm thinking of the deep, important questions that have nothing to do with the show necessarily, right? Having seen me in real life and knowing what you know about old school RuneScape, and you can include monsters and bosses, who do you think would be my ideal significant other from RuneScape?
Significant other? Maybe Zuck?
Get the fuck out. You're done. Get the fuck out of my booth. I'm done. You don't even get last words. What last words before you go?
Get your Infernal Cake?
You're done. You're he's banned from the Discord. He's not coming back. Fuck this guy. He's done. I should have known. Really, honestly, I should have known that was coming, and I just let it happen anyway. This is the last time Michael lets me do this ever. I promise you. I fucking promise you. This is the last time this happens. How long have you been listening to Xpwaste for? I don't fucking care. I could ask you any number of questions about the show because I have a sneaking suspicion you know one or two things about it. But I want to ask you the important stuff. So, look me in the fucking eyes. Serious as a heart attack. What color is my underwear?
Black. Or he's not wearing underwear.
That neither of those are true. As a matter of fact, right? As a matter of fact, normally this is paid content. I'm wearing their dinosaurs. They've got dinosaurs on them. So gray. You said black. That's close enough. Oh my God. I blame Michael for this whole setup here. God damn it. It's tough being 5'7" in this world. Now, how long you been listening to the show for?
More than a few months.
More than a few months? Same.
Probably around July.
Okay. Same. Yeah, I'm listening since about then too. I could ask you questions about Xpwaste. Frankly, I'm not going to because I don't give a shit about any of those questions, right? You served in the military, correct?
Yes.
What branch?
Marine Corps.
All right. Now, of your knowledge of the bosses, right? Which boss would you want to serve alongside in the military?
Of my knowledge. Okay, well, I haven't done any God Wars dungeons, but probably Krill or Brodor, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they seem real kill, you know?
Okay.
It's very Marine Corps.
Very Marine Corps, yeah. Would they have guns or would they have their normal weapons?
Probably the normal weapons.
That's fucking terrifying.
Fixed bayonets.
Fixed bayonets. That's fucking terrifying. Have you listened to Xpwaste at all?
A couple of episodes with my husband, which is why I'm here.
Okay, yeah. You like the show so far?
I actually do. You're my next one I want to catch up on.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I take compliments very poorly, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, it wouldn't be fair for me to ask you a bunch of Xpwaste quiz questions, right? You just started tagging along, right?
Yeah.
You just got here. So, do you play RuneScape at all?
I do. I'm still fairly noobish, though.
All right, yeah, so am I. Perfect. So, I need to ask you a very serious question, right?
All right,
serious as a heart attack. Who do you think would win in a foot race if we're being chased by velociraptors, Michael or myself?
Probably you. You've got longer legs.
Kiss ass, honestly. The lot of you. The lot of you are kiss asses. We're both very out of shape, so I feel like we both lose. But once again, I appreciate it.
You don't have to outrun them. You just have to run faster than Michael.
She brings up a valid point. I just have to be faster than Michael. And frankly, I don't think that's a big ask.
No.
So,
I mean,
I think
have longer legs.
Yeah, I think it's very achievable. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate your vote of confidence, even if it's poorly placed. Appreciate you. So, how long you been listening to the show for?
Honestly, about 6 weeks. I was on my way to Arkansas to do a camping trip, and I got bored listening to other podcasts, and so I said, you know what am I really passionate about? It was old school RuneScape. So I was searching Spotify, old school RuneScape podcast, and guess what the number one podcast was? Xpwaste.
You're goddamn right it was, right? Now, you said you sponsor to do camping quite frequently, correct?
I am sponsored, yes.
Perfect. That sounds super cool. Now, you've only been listening to 6 weeks, so I'm going to let you off the hook. I'm not going to give you the standard Xpwaste trivia that I've been giving everyone else here. Okay. But I want your serious opinion.
I heard you guys like fruit, though, right?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm going to keep it together because he's new, right? These fucking fruit fans, I swear to God.
It's the reputation, Oxie.
It's horrible. Now, serious question for you, given that you camp professionally. Now that you've met us both in person, which of us do you think would last longer out in the wilderness with nothing? I mean the IRL wilderness. We all know Michael won't step foot in the in-game wilderness, right? So IRL, like Yukon fucking Canada or like Sahara Desert, wherever. Who do you think would last longer?
Honestly, I have to go with Oxie. And the only reason why is when I walked into the main event and I didn't know what to expect, I saw a tall man, not 5'3", but a tall man that had a safari-looking hat on, and that tells me that he is ready for the wilderness.
All right.
100% Oxie.
Once again, kiss asses all around. Every single fucking one of you, kiss asses. Appreciate you,
Always.
right?
Always.
I do like to hike in my safe, well-paved trails at home, so I think I'd be pretty well suited for a weekend of survival, just with my own wits.
That shirt that you have on.
Yeah, it's brightly colored, and I heard that doesn't attract anything, right?
No. You just got to lose the undershirt. No, I think you're good.
I mean, I was going to, but we are in a public place, and there are shitloads of kids. So, while normally I make people pay for that, I would have to pay various fines, so we didn't think that was worth it. So, anything else to leave with? Any final thoughts?
it's actually been really good to meet people on the other side of the pond that I've been talking to over the last 6 to 9 months, vaguely in different time zones.
Yeah.
It's been pretty fucking fun.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you here. Thank you for coming, my friend.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Any final thoughts before you leave us here today on this dear Xpwaste episode?
Well, let's see. I think we're all just as anxious in person as we are in the game.
Yes, we are. Goodbye, Ralva. Thank you for coming out. Any final thoughts before we send you off?
Thank you for hosting the meeting. We had a great turnout, so I'm glad. And if y'all ever do it again, I'm pretty sure it would be a bigger turnout. So for the one in Denver, right? Or Detroit?
Detroit. It starts with a D, so
hey.
Close enough.
So for the one in Detroit, you should attend.
Yes, you should. I'll be there for sure. Thank you, my friend. Now get the fuck out of my booth. Go ahead, keep the hat, huh? All right. Any final thoughts before you leave us here today?
Honestly, I had a good time. I didn't know what to expect with the meetup, but meeting some of you guys is pretty cool.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you for coming out. It has been a good time showing us around Texas a little bit. You were here the other night when we got these fucking awesome tattoos that look pretty gross right now. You probably can't even see that on the camera. I don't give a shit. That's all we have for you. Get the fuck out of my booth. The fucking head pat. I hate it here. All right. Any final thoughts for us here today, Nate?
Final thoughts? Like what? I don't know. Watch the Iron Giant.
Watch. You heard it here first, folks. Watch the Iron Giant. All right.
Know. I just showed up here, had a few drinks, and played some bowling.
All right. You've heard it from the Iron Giant himself. Thank you, my friend. Now get the fuck out of my booth. So you got the question wrong. That means you're out. Unfortunately, you have been eliminated. Any final thoughts before you go?
Subscribe to Xpwaste on YouTube, and we love you guys.
What a fucking sellout. Get out of my booth. Well, any final thoughts before you go?
I'm having a blast. I really enjoy Xpwaste.
Good.
So
I'm glad.
it gets me through work.
Good. I'm glad. Well, thank you for coming out tonight, my friend. Get the fuck out of my booth. So, any final thoughts before you go today?
Honestly, it's been a blast meeting you guys, and now that I've met you, it makes me really excited to get to know you a little bit better through the Discord eventually.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad we were able to bring you a positive experience tonight, even if some fucking people just walked in front of the camera while you were giving that statement. Appreciate you. I'm glad you've had a good time. Now, unlike everybody else, you may calmly leave my booth. I'm not going to tell you to get the fuck out. Any final thoughts for us?
No, you guys are absolutely fantastic. Thanks for putting on the event. I greatly appreciate you guys, and I look forward to Xpwaste North.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, thank you for coming out, my friend. Now, get the fuck out of my booth. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, take your time getting out of the frame. Yeah, no big deal. That about wraps up the Xpwaste South Meetup, whatever this fucking thing is. I was playing pool, and Michael was like, hey, let's interview people. That'll be fun. So we did that. These fucking kids are about to walk in front of the camera here. Anyways, we're going to wrap up the episode here. Thank you guys for joining and watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next time. You guys are fantastic. Sorry. Yeah. But I'm going to stop recording because more people are coming. So I'm just going to end this here. Love you guys. I don't know who's up next.
I'll cut this segment. It's all right.
We won't. This is it. Don't stop recording, you motherfucker.
Did you stop recording?
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that break.
Yeah, that little segment.
That thing. Yeah. It was fun. I really literally it was. I came up to Oxie and I'm like, I have an idea and I need your brain because I was thinking of the dumbest interview questions.
Yours weren't dumb. Yours were like, what's your favorite moment of Xpwaste? What's your favorite Xpwaste episode? What's your favorite Xpwaste inside joke? And I'm like,
it has to be unhinged.
I'm like, I don't give a shit about any of that. So I just started asking people, like, because I don't think people were able to hear what we were saying in the booth somehow, because they were all having their own little conversations. And I asked people about the same thing with like the about same cadence every single time. I just asked different questions that I randomly thought of. All those questions were made up on the spot. None of it was pre-planned.
Yeah.
And you could tell, because I'm like, I'm going to ask you a really deep cutting personal question that's going to keep you up at night. That's me thinking of a question to ask. So I had a like blast doing that. I was telling Michael, I'm like, that might be the funniest thing I've ever done for the show. Like that was so fun.
It was literally off the cuff.
Yeah.
I came to talk to him like, I have an idea, let's do it. He's like, let's do it. And we sat down in the booth and did it.
Yeah. People walked in front of us the entire time. Our wonderful server AJ came up and like stood in our recording and was like, hey, you ready to pay? I'm like, give me like 5 minutes, dog. I will pay you in a second.
All right.
Well, it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
But we hope you enjoyed it, because
Yeah.
we know we sure did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You didn't say the last part of the line, Michael.
Thank you for being there for me, Oxie.
Doing.
Thank you. Have it. But all of that aside, now it is time for everyone's favorite part of the show, Patreon shoutouts. There's a lot, so buckle up. We want to give a warm and loving and awesome and just from the bottom of our heart, thank you to all of our patrons, but specifically the Wise Old Man and the KBD tiers. Shout out to the Gnome Child and the Party Pete tiers. But we will give you a personalized shout out in the Wise Old Man tier, starting out with a big thank you to
Get on with it.
10,000 Slugs, Scape Caution, Andrew, Ilagio, Bolimer, Basket, Benjamin R, Pork Jerry, Bradley, Bronzione, Casper, Haddadbod, Cole, C. Gladney, Connor M, Morty, Creamed Ham, Dean R, Dean 709, Drum TXT, Duke Bradley, DWZK, D. Falconer, Farmer Isaac, Lion Cassiel, Fortimus, Francine 1225, Gecko, Hage, Hoofhearted, I Curtisas. Yep. I'm a great guy. Jack M, Jake, aka Deathbeds, Jake W, Jerry, John Pounder, Kevin B, Kiosk Bane, Kyle, aka So Close. Thank you, Kyle. Potato Pancake, Posh Padre, Magmorpheus, Miyamo Poppy, Mig Roll, Mike Oxmall, Mima, Moist Sean, Nasty MFer, Nick My Neck, 999999, Ninja Turtle Ruby, Obsidian Paladin, Old Mate Dial, Old Nikya, Okami Damashi, Ice, Hualo, Are You Swole? Previously, Fetus Collector. Thank you so much for changing that.
Thank you for saying it anyway.
The last week we'll ever have to say it. Real Crazy, Reclinatus, Russa Fury, Salted Snake, actually Salted Snail, Soggy Waffles, Shadow, Sir Solo Fatman, Galaxin, Schuldveg, Slay Oxus, Solaire OS, Tankneek, The Chungaroo, The Rep Dog, THG Bang, Thormac, Troll, Tyler, Veldon, Weird Panda 1, and Zach without a K. That concludes our Wise Old Man tier. Thank you to everyone, each and every one of you, for your continued support. Wouldn't be able to do this without you. I want to give it an even bigger and warmer and loving and all of that.
Wetter.
Thank you. Wetter? Sure. All of that to our KBD tier. You guys are absolute legends, and I want to shout you out each one by one. So, starting out in the KBD tier, thank you so much to Aaron, a guy named Spari, Bloodman, aka Young Kyle, Brokes 70, my dad, Oxie's dad, all of our dad.
Hi, Dad.
What's up, Dad? We're not brothers. Dicky Bird, Evasive Ebu, GIM Stones, Imby Jones, Kroll, the Lord Jake himself, Mark, aka Steam, our third favorite Patreon supporter, Ralph, Rylithian, Satanbot 666, Seth Shep, Skooma 92, Spartan Fire, the Big G Jordy, the Crayola Crayon, and Toast No Toast. Thank you so much, everyone, for the Patreon support. Literally, none of this weekend would have been possible without you guys, both for coming and for the financial support. It would have been a huge undertaking for like this to, for us to like save up the money. I don't think we would have ever done anything like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. You guys don't need to, you don't want to hear about money. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of the support over on Patreon. If you would like to join us and help support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/xpwaste. We have a lot of tiers ranging from $1 all the way to $25. We officially can start designing the shirt now. Now that I've maxed, bingo is over.
Hopefully you'll have seen the tattoo, the finished tattoo. Hopefully you'll have seen the tattoo and then like an actual mock-up of the shirt design.
Yeah.
Very soon. Maybe we could get the tattoo artist to draw it for us. That might be a pain though.
She can make a couple extra $100.
Oh, do we have to like pay her for rights though?
I don't think so.
You sure?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
We have to ask her. But we got back from the break. When we were on the break, we talked to an artist who's like, yeah, sure, I got time. So there's mad potential that after dinner, we're actually going to get the real Xpwaste tattoos that we wanted to. So we're not getting one tattoo this weekend. Redemption. We're getting two. So that's what we should do. We get redemption tattoo. That's my chest tattoo.
Please no.
Redemption right here.
Please no.
I'll get smite instead.
Okay. The next part of the show that I do is the community question. So last week we asked you guys, what changes would you make to the polling system? That's a big one. I mean, unless you have an opinion, it's a hard one to answer. So we didn't get as many as we normally do, so this will be a quick one. But starting out on our Spotify replies, Seymour said, I would like to see the pass threshold drop to 60% and then get rid of most of the restricted polls, aka Iron Man stuff. Restricted polls make sense, but if I'm in the wilderness, I should get to vote in the PvP polls. I could see that. I mean, the threshold for passing eventually might come down. 70% is still pretty high to get a yes when you only need 30% of the people to say no, and it's like a little over 30% to say no. Like that's, if you're in a room and you're deciding where to go to lunch, and it's like you need 7 people to agree on where to go, it's a lot, and only 4 people have to say no. It's hard to make any sort of decision, meaningful decision. So, Sitting Rat says voting should be based on hardware or IP instead of accounts to nerf the people who vote on multiple accounts. This would make the polls more accurate. Do people do that?
I get. I vote on my accounts. I'm logged in.
Weird.
Like if I'm logged in on the GIM, I'll vote on the same polls. So like,
I mean, yes, like legitimately, people have multiple accounts, but like, do people just do they buy bonds just to skew the results?
There's no way.
They can't.
No way people. I mean, like they probably do. Some assholes out there probably did to like vote no for Group Iron Man.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I guess if you think about it, if you are already paying for 4 accounts, you're one person and you're counting for 4 votes. I could see how that could get kind of skewed. Real Crazy says, add a window before you click the click here to play button on the message board saying there's a new poll out. Would you like to vote now? With the option yes, no, or don't ask me again. That would be big, actually, because like right now as it stands, I kind of just skip over that. And if it had meaningful things, I feel like you could, before you logged in, and this gets into like RS3 lobby, like a lobby that you can log into and like you can message your friends but not actually be in the game.
The one thing I'd be concerned about with that is are you gonna be logged in when you see this screen? Because when you see that like first loading screen, you're logged in, you're in the game.
Yeah, you're standing there.
So if you're like in a situation where there's combat, is the voting screen gonna get in the way?
That's what I'm
of
thinking.
That?
Yeah,
so
that's hard. Huh. It would definitely need to be fleshed
or
out.
if you like haven't voted yet and you log out in the fight cave for the Inferno where like you only have a little bit of time, like that would it would need to be fleshed out, but I like the concept. Maybe it's when you you access your bank for the first time.
That would be cool. Oh,
Maybe
like
it's when you
log in for the day?
log in for the day and you first access your bank account. It says there's a poll running. Like after you put your pin in,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't show you your bank. It says there's a poll running. Would you like to vote in it now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like most of the time, if you're banking, you're pretty safe.
Honestly, they could literally just have a tiny flashing pop-up that it's unobtrusive, but it's there to let you know, like,
I mean, they have
kinda
them. They have like the gold messages.
well,
like the
I'm saying
broadcast.
like an actual icon on the screen. Because I one tick ignore those messages.
Mhm.
But if it was an icon on the screen that you could opt in or opt out of, and then that would open up the window, kind of like a notification badge. Because you can, like, if you want to vote, you don't have to go to a poll booth. You
Mhm.
can vote from the setting.
Yeah.
So it could have a little icon that when it presses, it just like a new window pops up. And that's the window that you get when you vote from your
I say we
account.
just incentivize players to vote, and we give them each like 100K every time.
New bot farm.
I know.
It's not profitable, but it's not profitable, but we're doing it. Finally, on the Spotify replies, shout out to Moist Sean. Moist Sean says, lower the approval rate. I don't get why a good update gets scrapped because 25% of the population disagrees with it. In what world does that make sense? Do it 60-40 or 55-45. So you have like a general, like
Yeah.
a more of an even majority.
Then people would really have to be like the community would have to be extremely passionately against something to get it to pass.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
would give them a lot more leeway to act.
Very true.
But
That's it for Spotify. Moving on to the YouTube reply, because it's not plural, just one. Over here on YouTube, Charlie says, pull to revert the fang. I'd like to see the option to give more specific feedbacks than just yes or no in a place that isn't Reddit, Twitter, or the forums.
Okay, like short answers, which might be kind of a mess.
Oh my goodness. Because there was like thousands of people that
Mhm.
replied to these polls.
Someone
but
has to like sift through all of that.
I
And then
do-
like the amount of meme responses you would get. I like giving more feedback, but
yes,
yeah.
For any other game, most people just use okay, for instance, like on Destiny. I played Destiny for a while. Like they had a forum on the Bungie app.
Mhm.
That's where most people communicated. But Reddit is a legitimate place to gather to discuss things. So like I don't think it's a bad thing that Reddit is where most people go to give feedback,
Mhm.
but it's really hard to give meaningful feedback on Reddit because so many people use it to complain and meme and just like
It's hard to get the feedback out if it doesn't get seen. I think that's the big issue.
Yeah.
Is that like they say they go through and they look at every single response, but like if we were to type, if I typed a proposal to change something and someone like a cold one typed the exact same proposal word for word, whose do you think would get more traction?
the more popular person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not that I'm bitching about like a popularity contest, but I think that is inherently flawed in like someone could have a really good suggestion that could either use a little bit of work or like need some refining or may just be good as it is. But if they get like 7 upvotes, you're not going to get that selected on. Or if your reply to their tweet gets 0 likes, that tweet's not going to be considered. So that is inherently flawed, but I feel like that's more just like people in general as opposed to like the polling system being flawed. I don't know.
Salted Snake in the recording booth chat. Sorry, Salted Snail. Seth in the recording booth chat says
Salty.
it's just a lot of people who think they're game devs when they aren't.
That is true.
So
that is true. It's one thing you got to recognize if you ever leave a message. Is like it's cool in theory, but you might not know what it actually takes to do it. So it's hard to like say, oh yeah, this would be easy. Would it?
No,
would
it
it?
would not.
I mean, sometimes it might be
Easier said than done in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
when it comes
truly.
to like, well, I mean, you could give feedback on anything, and if you don't have the most experience, how valuable is it?
Mhm.
Versus, I mean, on the flip side of that, feedback from somebody who knows nothing of your industry can be valuable because then you're able to see it from a different angle.
Mhm.
And that I don't think that's necessarily what he means when he says people who think they're game devs, but they aren't.
Yeah.
This is people who are acting like they know what they think they don't.
Words.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Words.
Yeah. So great conversation. Thank you guys for answering that question. This week, the community question is, if you could go to an Xpwaste meetup anywhere in the world, anywhere, I want out of the box answers. Anywhere, where would it be?
And
Let us
why?
know. Oh, and why? Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. You can answer the community question over on Spotify, community question section there, or on the pinned comment of this YouTube video.
Yeah.
Mr. Oxie,
what is up?
It is your turn.
It is my turn. We are here. We have achievement of the week pulled up on my phone. The list is actually done, so I didn't have to like not pay attention to Patreon or the community question this week. We've had like a surprisingly mellow week in levels and achievement. A lot of people have done things, but like we don't shout out speedrun. We don't generally shout out like anything other than 2,200 and 2K total. Like we don't tend to shout out like individual quests, right? So a lot of people have done a lot of stuff, but we're pretty light this week as far as what's been going on, right? So kicking things off with combat, we have 2 first fire caves this week. We have Revolting Porcupine and Macarini. I think I said that correctly. We both got your first fire capes this week. Congratulations to the both of you. In the realm of cosmetic, Cloudwind got his Missouri crafting kit. It's pretty cool, right? Very cool. I still have to get mine, but I think I'm literally gonna wait until I get the Inferno. I genuinely don't want to get it until I get the cape. It's not even this, like the 350 is gonna be like that, you know, but it's still gonna be.
Why? Why do you want to wait?
I don't know. Pride.
Okay.
I want the good backpack.
You want the good
first.
cape first.
I want the good cape
my
first.
Gosh.
Moving on over into the skilling category now, we have Habitat with 2,200 total level. So welcome. You have all the worlds now. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
You have
They're
all the
so
worlds.
empty.
Yeah, they're very you can do whatever you want. You have 2,200 total worlds now.
It's so jarring walking to the bank and like the German 2,200 world, and there's like one person, the GE rather.
Yeah.
The GE of all places. And it's like,
weird.
Hey, what you up to? And they just don't answer.
Yeah. Weird. We have another slew of 99s as well. We have Gibson, who finally got 99 prayer this week. He's been posting all week long about doing sold heads. That's the word. Yeah. And he finally got 99 prayer. We have Lord Maticus with 99 mining, who made yet another meme. Every time he gets a 99, he posts a meme in Discord.
Love it.
For his skill, which is pretty cool.
Smashing.
We have, and I think I'm going to say this correctly, Schmitzstein got 99 prayer this week. Is it Schmitz? Schmutz. I have Schmitz for it.
Schmutz is like a
Yeah.
Yiddish for just like you got mess.
But like Schmidt is his name.
Oh,
I think.
maybe it's a play on words.
I would think Schmitzstein is, but it's Schmidt. Schmitzstein.
Okay.
Lots of S's.
Sound off, Schmidt.
He got 99 prayer this week. Congratulations to you. He's a very holy fella. With the double 99 this week, Gecko got 99 agility and 99 mining. Like within very like a couple days of each other. Cracked them off back to back, which was
my
just
bingo
pretty cool.
teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Love
cool.
it.
Does he only have rune crafting left?
Rune crafting and hunter.
He's got 98. He's got 98 rune crafting right now.
And
So
95 hunter.
he's closing in.
Yeah. He'll be max
Closing
like
in.
probably
By the end of the year.
No, like the end of the month.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And schmoo them. And finally, wrapping things up with the miscellaneous category being the biggest category of the week. It's weird to say that, but it is true. Opening it up with White Cricket, who got their music cape this week. Big achievement. A lot of fun getting a music cape.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing that. We have 5 quest capes. I think that's a record for a new quest cape. Gotta be honest. We have Elite Oreo Dunker, Hi, I'm Crayola, Cold Coos, Replin Wolf, and Submedian. All got their quest capes this week. Submedian actually DM'd me on Friday night when we were out getting food. And he's like, when are you guys recording? I want to get my quest done before that.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't know, Sunday night. He's like, all right, perfect. My last one you're going to make fun of me for. It was Clock Tower, so we can make fun of him for it a little bit. But, congratulations to the 5 of you getting your quest capes. Always a big day. Now get your diary capes and get them trimmed. The next good goal to have is diary cape. Speaking of capes, we have one more cape in this section. And it is, I think, the first time we've actually had it on Achievement of the Week. Furry Wall completed his Champions Cape.
Oh, nice.
Furry Wall completed his Champions Cape this week.
There you go.
Which you don't see that very often, ever, at all.
Right.
With,
pretty rare one.
With the Champions Cape. Truly, I think I have one champion scroll in my several 1,000 hours playing. What about you?
I have 2?
Yeah.
3? No, 3. Yeah.
What do you have? Giant, skeleton, and...
I have imp, goblin, and skeleton.
You have imp? You bastard.
Yeah. Funny enough, I'm now on the train of everybody on Reddit who's like, champions max cape win.
Yeah.
And I just got my max.
Might as well. Now you can do that.
Now I can do that.
Which is a lovely transition to our final achievement of the week. Our dear co-host Michael maxed his motherfucking RuneScape account. So that caps off the achievement of the week because ain't nobody's gonna beat that. He maxed his account, folks. He's finally gone and done it.
Thank you.
So congratulations. Let me just hit you with one of those because you maxed your account. One of these, perfect. So that wraps up achievement of the week, and I believe it's time for the fun question.
It is.
It is.
Where you have it?
I do.
Okay.
I do have the fun question. So this comes from us from Salted Creature, Snail, Snake, Snoot, Seth. Hi, Seth.
Salted Sneth.
Salted Sneth. Salted Seth, or just Seth, or Snail. We love you. Whether your name changes throws us off because we're stupid. We apologize. Says a postcard from Hawaii, which is really cool. I'm gonna read I never get to read the postcard.
You gotta get it up there so they can see it.
Oh, okay. Let me just.
He's never done a postcard, folks. He doesn't know these things.
Look at that. Look at how actually that postcard looks.
Woo!
Oh my god.
There you go.
So cool.
It's gonna go right there.
Yeah.
Somewhere up there.
It's real nice. It's the national park art, which is really cool. So, all right. We're going to read the postcard, then we're going to read the fun question. So, boom, that came from 10,000 feet on top of a mountain. That is horrifying.
What?
Yeah, Seth just said that in the
not
recording booth
horrifying.
chat. Yeah.
I've been 14,500 feet up.
For reference, my hometown is 800 feet above sea level.
Yeah, I know.
So, I don't do this several thousand feet up shit. No thanks, dog. So, he says, TNL has gotten me hooked on OSRS once again. Wouldn't be playing without this awesome community. I appreciate everything you guys do, and thank you. So, as an appreciation gift, I wanted to send you some photos I took in Maui when I was doing my yearly grass touching. I'm a professional photographer, IRL, and this is the first time I've printed my photos out because everything is digital nowadays. I hope you enjoy them. Love you guys. Love, Seth. There is a fun question as well, but we're going to show you some photos at first.
Seth is in the recording booth chat. I want to ask him, is it okay if we show these on camera? We didn't get permission. And I don't know.
We don't have rights to these photos.
If he wants these out in the world.
He said absolutely. All right,
okay,
perfect.
Cool. So I'm going to move this so I can see. All right, so just going to go rapid fire here.
I want to take that one.
Okay, you can
that
have
one's
that one.
real good.
That one's yours?
I also want to take that one.
Beautiful. You can have that one. That's a bunch of mopeds.
Mopeds and things like that.
There is the beach.
Yeah. I think the dock one's also really good. This one coming up. Oh yeah. No, wait, no, not this one. Am I thinking of another one?
And
I am thinking of that one. Okay, yeah.
Little grass. This is
good.
the grass he touched. He touched
That's
that grass.
That's the exact grass.
Is this one?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Look at that.
Alrighty.
Look at that.
We split them up. You get half.
Boom.
I get half. And
Very excited.
I'll
take these home.
Every other weekend, send them back and forth.
Yeah, they get joint custody. Joint custody. So
thank you, Seth. Thank you so much.
We have a fun question that we have not read. It's in classic Xpwaste fashion. We have not read the fun question you guys have sent us. So his question is: you have 1 hour to talk IRL with any NPC in the game. Whose story would you want to hear?
Obviously,
you can't
right
say
off the
that.
bat.
You
Can't say it.
Can't say the wise
Can't
old
say
man.
it.
You can't say it.
That would be the one I would want.
Mhm.
But Seren.
Seren? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't read much of the quest dialogue for Song of the Elves.
Average.
I will. When I do the quest on my group Iron Man, I want to read the whole thing. But there's so much history. Like just like hearing your research for when we played D&D and just like what the elves went
There's
through.
so much going. There's so much
going. And like
it's
an elf,
nutty.
you could just like pick an elf off the street in Prifddinas. And
Because they
and they're
probably were all
thousands of
alive.
years
Yeah,
old.
exactly.
Like any elf. But she's like the elf god.
Mhm.
So to hear her story and what she's been through, I don't know. Just like I'm a history buff,
Mhm.
so instead of like, ooh, tell me about your battles or tell me how smart you are, I want to know the histories and I want to know like if these walls could talk kind of
Mhm.
sentiment,
Yeah.
just like the thousands of years and millennia of experience. Like I don't know, yeah, Ren.
Yeah. I boy, I'm torn. I think I'm torn between two, but it's hopefully for like the same range. I'm not really sure. My first instinct was to like pull the Uno reverse and say Juna and be like, no, Juna, you tell me a story. The snake outside Tears of Guthix. Because I feel like she's been there for a while.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see like what she's got to say. And whether or not, because like if she was alive during the third age, the second age, or whenever the God Wars was, that'd be really cool to
That
hear
would be
like
cool.
from Guthix's perspective what that was like.
Imagine like, okay, we're all basically playing the same character.
Mhm.
We've done all the same quests, but in this world, if everybody's experiences are unique, she requires a story
Mhm.
to get past her. Like how many stories she's heard. That gives me chills.
How many stories she's heard, and like again, how long has she been around to like? She lives in a cave now, but like, was that always the case? Did she
Mhm.
take a different form? Who knows? The other one I want to talk to is one of the GWD generals,
Hmm.
one of the original four. I think Zilly would be fun to talk with. I mean,
Yeah.
like, but like otherwise, I really think like I want that backstory. Like, what was that fight like? How did y'all get like frozen? What was it like when the edicts were created? What did Sentistan look like? What did Peril and all these other places? God, I'm trying to think of them. God, what are the ones in the wilderness? God, what Gorak and all that Anakarl? What do
all the
these cities
The
look like?
cities. Right.
Yeah, what they look like. I'm interested to like know, what was it like from his first person perspective? Zamrock betrayed Zara. Like that's so much I would want to hear about from the like first person point of view. So I think any of the God Wars dungeon generals or Juna. Because
Yeah.
that's I think the coolest part for me to read about is the God Wars stuff. That's just awesome to me. So
Yeah. A fun little like not an Easter eggy one, but like just an off the cuff. There's a bartender at the Blue Moon Inn
Mhm.
who knows he's in a video game.
Mhm.
So it'd be kind of fun to sit down with him, being the person like we are the characters playing the game. Somebody on the inside who's like, yeah, I live amongst NPCs,
that
and they have
must be
no idea.
hell.
They have no
think,
idea.
No, think about that. If you were if you had a conscience and you were around, it's like Westworld, dude.
Yeah,
that would be horrifying.
It'd be interesting to talk to him. Like it. Okay, thanks for Debbie Downering that one for me, but
I just think it would be really scary to like talk to someone who's like, they don't know that they're trapped. I know, but they don't know. They can't.
Are they
get
trapped? Or are they just part of the system?
Well, you have a conscience. You can go, or you have in theory gone places before.
Mhm.
And if they are also theoretically a conscience, they are trapped because they don't know. It's just that he must be horrifying to talk to.
What if he's doing it willingly? Like,
then he's also horrifying to talk to
Oh my
because
gosh.
what was your real life like that you decided to become a character in a video game full time? Just upload your
Right.
conscience to a computer.
Weird.
I feel like he would be terrifying to speak to. Truly, these look like more pictures from Hawaii.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. The cloud. Oh my god.
That's where the postcard came
This
from.
is where the postcard came from.
Okay.
Holy
We could
dude.
put a couple of these on
These
screen.
look
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll put them on screen. That's awesome.
Terrifying, but awesome. Yeah, look at that.
Elevation.
10,023 feet, 3,055 meters. Good God.
Yay.
That's
Thank you for the
awesome.
conversion. That was funny last night. We were doing the laser tag
Mhm.
little demo video, and it was like, please stay 5 feet away from your opponent. And then in parentheses it said 1.5 meters. And Pixie's like, thank God the conversion was there. The one time they had somebody from another country. It's like, thank God. Seth, thank you for the fun question. Appreciate it, my guy.
It was pretty fun, pretty enjoyable.
If you want to send us a fun question on a postcard, you can do that at any point. The address to our P.O. box is in the description. I don't know why I struggled so hard saying that. I don't have it memorized. Wait, P.O. Box 634, Haslet, Texas 76052. Haslet. And you send it to Xpwaste Podcast and then put in parentheses Michael R. They're really kind of weird about just having it named like sent to Xpwaste Podcast because they like the PO box is in my name. So they don't want to like accept mail for if it's not.
The government really doesn't like screen. They really don't.
No,
they really don't like screen name.
Yeah, if you want to send us a postcard and put a fun question on it, we'll read it on the show. So
Yeah.
thanks, Seth. Appreciate that. Is it time to let these people go?
I think it's time. Just like Moses said, let my people go.
Yeah, we're gonna let you guys go. This has been a really fun episode. It's gonna be bittersweet going back to the normal format.
Yeah,
because like this is like the essence of podcasting. I think.
Yeah, I think if we were able to like this is a great setup. If we were able to refine this in like a studio setting, this is fun as hell.
Yeah,
this has been a lot of fun.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to the episode. If you will, like and comment and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Rate us on your favorite podcast apps, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you can do that. If you leave a review, let us know. We might read it on the show. And join our Discord. Find our merch. Oh, we talked about the merch. Xpwaste.shop. We didn't even tell them where to find it.
Oh, yeah.
Xpwaste.shop. If you made it
For
this
the
far
Christmas
and you
sweaters.
still want a Christmas sweater, Xpwaste.shop is where you'll go. We have that. All of that is in the description. If you want to join our Patreon, it's in the description. Follow us on our social media accounts in the description. You know where to go. You know where to find it. Xpwasters, thank you so much. We love each and every one of you. And we will see you guys next week.